You started out, got killed by a dragon. And then you became its beach.
No, I became friends with the dragon.
You became its beach.
Became its friend. I got an axe to prove it.
Beach.
Give me my battle axe back, bitch.
You fucking got an axe that you don't fully understand, and
fine,
you made a pact with a dragon, and now you're a dragon peach.
It doesn't like wood. I understand that.
Ymir. Dragon's bitch. Has a good ring to it.
No, it is Dragon's the Herald. The Herald of Venom Chad.
Oh, the Herald of Venom Chad. That just sounds like dragon dick in your asshole.
I will hit you with my unknown axe as well.
Well, do you have to ask permission first from your dragon daddy?
Thorendir, I would not go touching that axe. It looks cursed.
A cursed axe, you say? Oh, well.
I will attune it. We will be fine.
I don't like it.
Well, as long as you have a handle on said curse.
Keep
usually
yourself away from
things.
Well, I mean, it is an axe. It comes with a handle.
Wow, you mean
Jesus.
you've never been this talkative before or full of gumption?
I don't even have a response to that. Can we get moving, please?
All right.
Where is the towel?
So
mother and dad, stop fighting.
So we're live. We're awesome, and so this little adventure, last week's little adventure took place during the wake, during the many-day wake of Nundro. Is that right? I can't remember which one of your relatives I killed.
No, Gundren didn't die.
You're the writer.
Because there's Tharden.
Don't be talking shit to the DM, bros.
Tharden and Nundro. Which one?
I'm fairly sure it was Nundro and Tharden was still alive. But
Tharden's still alive. Tharden.
Well, is he still alive?
missing? Still missing.
We do not
Nundro found dead. Cool. So during the many-day dwarven wake, Nundro's wake, Thorendir had sent Ymir, Pauly, and Winfred to the town of Neverwinter to get supplies. To Thundertree to go check out this alchemist shop. They certainly didn't stop at Nev's on their way home. They were very good boys. Well, I'll leave it up to them whether they did and whether they told Thorendir that...
I was promised Church of Boogie.
Well, Pauly did know a guy on the door, apparently. So there's a very good chance they did go to Nev's.
He was on the list. He was on the
list. Everyone's just looking at Winfred like, Winfred, who the fuck are you talking to? Winfred's just like, the narrator.
He's, I think they went in Friday night, came out Monday, back in time to fast forward now where we find our Tatts and Tarasques crew inside the Rock Seeker Cave. And where they had opened a door, a big old door to what appeared to be a mess hall of some sort, perhaps a cafeteria, and inside were a bunch of hobgoblins being served by a sort of mini goblin chef. A fight ensued. Pauly was severely damaged. And Ymir popped or drank from a flask of giant strength. Fire giant strength, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I have to update that.
In fact, it is already updated, so maybe we didn't scale it down for for our last adventure, intermediate adventure, but that's fine, because you're at 25 strength at the moment, and I believe you are currently raging.
Yes, I am now.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I had to use.
I remember this. And then Winfred jumped over a table and we cut to Seinfeld bass. Ding, 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 ding.
Have you got the rage macro in your bar, Dylan, or do you want me to pop that?
I just took a charge. I took a charge of rage off of.
Okay. Then you'll
charge of rage.
You'll need to remember to add damage when you roll your attacks. Then.
Okay. Well, I'll just put it back to 3 and I'll
hit the macro. What's up to you? And we're gonna re-roll initiative because obviously initiatives were kind of cleared when everything went down.
Initiative. Fat.
Oh, okay.
Let me
17,
put
20
everyone
Doomsbane.
in the combat tracker. Oh, it is still here. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still got mine.
Never mind then.
Oh, fuck me then. Oh, Pauly with the fucking 21 just has to fucking show off.
Yeah, we'll go from the top of the round as that's going to be the
Pauly can
easiest.
sit tight because he keeps getting himself killed.
Pauly, in fact, was sitting tight behind Ymir last we checked. And what were these lads going to do from here? Pauly, you're sort of still at the top of that initiative, cowering behind Ymir and this pillar as the goblins fire arrows into the group.
Well,
Do we have Timmy?
have we lost him already?
Timmy.
I feel like we lost him.
I didn't even ask him to turn his camera on, and his internet's conked out. Caw, caw.
I've had it with the caca as in dookies. Fuck Evolution, what a movie. Timothy.
Hello.
Yeah.
There
I can hear you guys all fine. It just for some reason my microphone cut out.
That's all good.
we go. Yeah, that happened to me before, and then my computer died.
Yeah. So the guys were on the right here, weren't they? So on the right and left of Winfred in that little hallway, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And they're kind of ducking out from behind the walls regularly to take pot shots at you.
Are these like pillars in the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't know if they're like sewer crates or pillars.
Okay. I'm gonna stand there and then shoot at that guy. Shoot at that hobgoblin on the corner there.
Yep. He will have probably that angle. He has sort of partial cover, so he's a little bit harder to hit, but not overly so.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Am I allowed to ask if there is definitely a dude there?
Nah, it doesn't work at all, does it?
No.
Oh, please don't hit me.
And then I'll probably I'll just move back here afterwards. So
Yep.
I'm behind cover too.
Yep. So Jacob, you had a question about are you allowed to ask? You certainly can, especially as we weren't. The session was interrupted, right? So I may need to paint more word pictures for you again. I'm happy to do so, but also anything you want to ask about what your character can see versus you can see, etc. I'm happy to oblige as well.
I'm just thinking because I know what I can see in this window here, and that's probably very different to what Pauly can see. I'm just thinking to myself, like, am I allowed to ask Timmy what he can see behind that wall there, or?
Yeah. So speaking is essentially a free action as long as you're not going on long monologuing. That's exclusively a big bad guy trait that they have. That they can monologue for ages in one turn. Each turn's meant to be about 6 seconds, but you are enough of a fighting unit that you could probably. It wouldn't be out of the norm for you to yell out, Pauly, do you see anything? And then for Pauly to respond, how many enemies kind of thing, right?
Okay, cool. So, does Pauly have to roll for damage for that short bow arrow, or does he just miss?
He just misses. He rolled one.
Thank fuck. Because I was like, I hope it doesn't hit me.
No, I think he's sort of doing a shot on the run there.
Any flavor happen for that crit run or no?
Let's see. Let me have some. Let me see what I can do here. Yeah, I think the arrow goes flying and pings off the sort of far wall behind the hobgoblins, and you hear a cry of alarm in the room beyond.
I've hit a civilian.
Oh no,
dude, you're so lucky, man.
Yeah, I don't have a. Oh, let's see if I got. I don't think I have a fumble table ready to go. Is my only downside. So
the amount of broken bows and strings and shit.
No, I did break Winfred's hammer for him rolling a crit last time, but
yeah, that's so funny, dude.
Warhammer 40k pieces.
All right.
Don't worry, Ymir has all of the pieces.
Winfred.
I want to attack this fella here. So pretty much what I want to do is I want to move up to him and I want to grab him and I want to throw him back into this room.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of just want to like move up here. Oh fuck! I want to move up here and then I want to yeet this guy. Hang on, I want to fucking squiggle. I want to yeet this guy back into the room.
Sure.
Somewhere.
So I'll give this as a, let's say, a contest, because it's essentially a shove, but instead of just shoving him back, you're rearranging him, right? So it's going to be an athletics contest.
Cool.
And you have advantage, I believe, as you are raging.
I do. I've also got a massive bonus to athletics, so this is going to be great. Athletics. And do I just roll a normal?
Advantage.
Advantage.
Ooh.
So despite the sleepy hobgoblin rolling incredibly, he's at the utmost limit of his strength. You're still able to bear hug him up, hold him close to your chest, turn back into the room, and shove him behind you. As it's a bit close though, so you don't get the full distance. But you're able to rearrange him around the wall for sure.
Okay. And because I'm raging, can I use my bonus action to attack him?
No, because that's a special thing that Ymir gets as a thing.
I keep forgetting about that. That's my bad.
I thought shove was a bonus action.
I'm just gonna
it's
call
part
out.
of the attack action.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm just gonna call out to the other guys and be like, "Hey guys, more enemies in the next room."
As we pan over to Thorendir Grimsbane, heir to the Grimsbane fortune, standing just inside the entrance to this cafeteria hall, this ancient food hall of the dwarves, his cousins, the Rock Seekers.
I'm still on fire, by the way.
Oh, Thorendir, can I just get just a quick little like these tables and chairs here? How tall are they?
They're actually quite short because this is an old dwarven stronghold.
Height?
Yeah, so actually, when the hobgoblins were sitting at these tables, they were it's like they were at the kindergartners' children's tables at Christmas.
Wasn't that table destroyed though?
Yes,
Aaron's
actually,
on?
Yeah. I was just asking.
That one was like splintered.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering because if I was behind a pillar, like if they were normal sized man tables, I might not be able to shoot over them. Like, but yeah. Thorendir is going to move up behind the pillar. And what do I have available? Yeah, I might actually just whip out the old crossbow and take a ping at this bloke there.
Absolutely, that's a critical hit. Is it? No. Why is it green?
No. It's just green for some reason.
Cool. And this is that this hobgoblin that's been turfed into the room for sure.
Turfed in, and then roll damage. 7 damage.
How do you want to do this? As Winfred sort of turns around, holding this hobgoblin in the air, trying to sort of shove him back, you loose the bow.
Essentially, Wilfred's come in and is like, "Hey, everybody, they're over. There's more back here." Thorendir's like commando rolled fucking past the pillar, whipped out the crossbow, and as soon as he shoved him through the corner, shot him between the eyes. But then Indiana Jones grabbed his hat behind the pillar and put it back on.
Brilliant.
Excellent. This guy is dead. As you hear clattering and clanging from inside the kitchen. It sounds like there's a bit of a fracas happening in there at the moment. As we turn to why are these guys not on?
Also, just sidebar, I hate the fact that no one can pronounce fracas.
Did I just pronounce it incorrectly?
No. You've pronounced it right. everyone else that I've heard, especially Americans, pronounce it wrong, and it pisses
Like a
me
fracas.
the fuck off. A fracas or a fracas or
Yo!
like a. Oh.
What is it?
He's
Sorry,
here.
what,
The towel
what
is
it?
here.
Sorry, boys.
Hey,
No,
how are
you-
ya?
Welcome.
We're just talking
Good.
about the pronunciation of the word fracas.
Fracas. What is fracas? I actually don't know.
It's like a tussle. It's like a shirt
Oh,
front.
fracas.
You know?
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Yeah, like if you
So I
if
need
you
it in
got into a
context.
fracas
No,
at the
you're
pub,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
you got into a bit of a fisticuffs potentially.
Pauly.
Boy, a challenge. Now that we've got a tally, I just need to readjust some of this nonsense.
Sorry, I was late.
That's all right,
I think
buddy.
I just had shit that I needed to get done today.
You're
Yeah.
here. That's the most
How was
important.
the test drive? Did she go good?
Yep.
Fucking oath, good to hear.
You're good.
Considering I started at 6:30 or 6:30, yeah, 6:30. I think I started at. I was done at 7:30. Piss easy.
Too
Yeah.
good. Now, Towley's going to wake up to a bit of a sight as he's been under for the last couple of days.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
That's all right. We'll get to you on your turn, and we'll kind of describe what the state of the room as you see it. We'll park you at the bottom of the initiative here, I think.
Yep.
Well, how about at the end of the initiative order, why don't we just get him to roll for initiative and then he can slot in there?
I just
Well,
rolled
he
it for
slots
him,
in there
and he got a
pretty
5.
well.
I'm happy to go last. It's all good.
Yeah, it works. It all works out. The dice, the dice know what's up.
Always let the dice do the talking.
Winfred, as you're sort of right in front of this bugbear archer, he
Christ.
readies his bow and takes a shot at you there.
Oh, fuck me.
9 to hit, unfortunately, I believe, is not going to be enough, though.
Oh. What do you mean, unfortunately?
Unfortunate for our DM.
He starts taking. He sort of starts moving around you in a wide berth to kind of avoid what's going on here, retreating somewhat, giving up ground. As you see in the room that you're in there, as you yelled out to the others, you noticed 3 other figures in here. Or 4 actually. I even didn't notice this guy.
So there's a goblin, a hobgoblin, and a bugbear. Is that right?
Walk into a bar.
and another bugbear.
And another bugbear. Oh shit! There's another one
Yeah,
up there too.
even I didn't see him. Behind these 2 bugbears is a giant stone. What's that word for like the gate that comes down in a castle?
Portcullis.
A portcullis. So, but this one's similar to that. It's sort of a big stone wall that looks like it has been dropped into place behind where they are standing. But you only have moments to decode what that's all about as we go to Ymir.
Mm-hmm.
Ymir is going to dash across the room so elegantly as a giant rock. Me, I just need to measure out real quick. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 6. We'll go to 35 feet there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get it to stay? There we go. And then another 20.
That's walking through a
5.
pillar.
Yeah, I know. I got a back one then. 30 feet. 15 feet.
I'll allow that. That's fine. You can click again to make multiple waypoints for sure, yeah.
There we go. And he's going to just set himself up right there.
Cool. Now, I believe Ymir did start raging. However, if Ymir does not attack or it does not take damage on his turn, the rage will end.
Do
Well,
you
he
want me
was
to throw
already-
something at him? Because I'm more than happy to do that.
Can I headbutt a wall?
Yeah, I'll let
I do
you.
have 5 feet.
I'll let you stub your toe very aggressively. Give me an attack roll though, because you may overdo it.
Unarmed strike.
You can you
No
can
more
stub
roll.
your toe on the table as you run past it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna roll
Fuck
damage.
me.
I'm gonna click that damage dice here. Yeah, you take 10 damage. 5 though, you don't really notice it because
Yeah.
of the raging, right? So you're gonna take 5 bludgeoning damage as you walk past the one of the tables that's still intact, kicking over the bench. But what you don't realize, perhaps in your fury, is that it's a stone bench because dwarves, and there's just this sort of clang of Aragon, son of Arathorn, kicking the helmet and breaking his toe.
Oh,
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And sooner or later,
You're seeing Happy Gilmore where like the guy dives out the window and the guy just looks up like
shakes
that's
his head.
Thorendir right now, just shaking his head. I
Yeah,
couldn't. Yeah,
we can't see you.
I know. I realized that. I'm on Twitch. I realized that. I'm, oh shit.
We
Dylan,
figured
what-
out a way to send your webcam to stream and to Discord at the same time.
How do I do that?
Do you have a Logitech webcam?
Yeah, of course I do.
So you've got Logitech Capture installed?
Probably.
Set Logitech Capture as your webcam input on OBS and on
Discord.
and then open Logitech Capture, and then you can send your webcam to multiple feeds.
But it may.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this stage, though, it may require resetting certain things.
You won't have to reset anything either.
We got
As
JR.
long as you've got that app open, it'll work.
There you go.
Ymir stubs his toe on the way, and just since he stubbed his toe on the way through, he ends here instead of standing
Yeah.
against a wall staring. So,
Alrighty.
yeah, Ymir, in all of his elegant grace, smashes. I like to imagine that he smashed a little bit off the table, so he took some with it. He gives it as good as he got.
Yeah. He's broken this sort of.
Cute face, JR.
He's broken this immaculate marble seat. This sort of as he goes along with it. It's now. Yeah, it was an irreplaceable relic from a dwarven lord's 500 years ago. But now it belongs
Ymir cares not.
in Ymir's boot.
Yeah, Ymir cares not for dwarven lords of 500 years ago. The only dwarf that he cares for is Thorendir, and even then, sometimes he doesn't.
And even then, it's iffy. All right.
Depends on the gold and the ale.
One of the hobgoblins, this sort of grunt, rushes you, Winfred, drawing a spear. He's got sort of a spear and shield up as he comes at you here.
What level are you guys now?
3.
Ah, still 3?
Yeah.
so I take
haven't done
7
much.
damage.
Yes, although you get to halve that because you're raging. I'll leave that to you.
No. As in, like, I've done damage for 2 damage for piercing. There's 2 things there for the spear.
Oh no,
6 damage and the 7 damage.
No, just do half the 6 because
Half the 6.
He's got it in one hand. I think the second roll of damage is if he's got it in 2 hands.
Oh, okay.
So it's a versatile weapon.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's 6 piercing damage. You get to halve that yourself.
Cool.
As he sort of rushes forward, egging on his mate, who is going to move forward with him, sort of and set up sort of a phalanx. Pauly, you emerge from a discarded map case. You're inside. You're in a cave. It's very gloomy, and
wasn't he hotboxing in that map case?
Oh, he's been
Possibly.
hotboxing for days, bro.
For days.
Days,
So
mate.
wouldn't there be like a massive smoke cloud when he does open it? What I'm trying to say is,
Whenever
can
Towley
we
goes,
have a
it's always
triumphant return of
massive.
Towley in the form of like an Undertaker entrance?
Yeah, what?
Just
Yeah,
the
that-
dry ice smoke coming through.
Yeah.
The puff of smoke
Yeah.
coming through the doorway for sure.
Can we do that? That'd be fucking cool.
Absolutely.
We can do that. We have the means.
You
We
just
have-
hear the sound perpetual.
That's all we've been hearing for the last 3 days.
gurgling, cough.
I mean, at this
Occasionally
stage,
snore from napping.
the smoke might have all just condensed down at the bottom of the map case. It might not actually be airborne anymore.
no.
Now it's a thick
Undertaker
paste.
entrance or nothing.
Yeah.
The smoke is actually what lifted me out.
Lifted him out of the bag.
The density has just gotten so fucking dense.
He
There's just
hotboxed for so
forcing it out.
long that it turned back into resin and he smoked it again.
And then he wrung
Straight.
himself out and did it again.
Oh, dirty boy.
And we all know what water I've been drinking to survive.
No, Tally.
No.
Jesus.
Yeah. So all right, what have I hazily woken to? Yeah. What's been happening?
The shit show, honestly.
It is a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You sort of poke your head in, bleary-eyed, looking into this. Where have I got it here? This sort of great cavern that perhaps once served as a banquet room, meeting area, and mead hall. And there's these four sort of great pillars. There was some carvings and pictures on them. Perhaps once upon a time they have been damaged somewhat. In the west side of the room, over near Pauly, the wall, some sort of roof has collapsed, blocking off a corridor. There are spider webs and whatnot. And then there's sort of 3.5 dwarven tables. One of them.
I'm actually eyeing those off. Like, I've just come from a wake and bake, and I'm just kind of feeling a bit peckish, to tell you the truth.
Absolutely. One of them, you notice that this table has been destroyed somewhat, possibly by a rampaging bear, and food lies scattered all over the floor. The table to the east still has some food on it, though hastily discarded by.
Kelly hasn't been about since I joined the party.
No, he is not. Also, there is now a Goliath footprint on the side of this chair. That happened.
Yeah, righto. Look, honestly, coming from a wake and bake, I've really got to just suss out this table over here.
Oh, these are pillars, by the way. These are big pillars, so you have to go around them.
What?
Yeah.
They're not man.
So if you have your token selected, you can kind of just make out the shadow of the behind them. In fact, if you have your token selected, you'll only be able to see your character's line of sight.
Yeah, I can still make it. Like if I scrape
Wilson.
along the side of that thing
Sure.
there.
I'll allow it.
letting me
Yeah,
know.
so I'm like not really interested in what's going on
bunch of shit's
here.
going down on
I
the
just
computer recently,
want
so
to
yeah, my
get
audio's
onto that
fucked.
food. The first thing
How
I
you doing,
see
bro?
is that big
Thank
old
you for
roast.
the T2.
And
Oh,
I
thanks
am,
for the T2.
Months in
yeah.
a row. Absolute legend.
Cheers, Dylan.
Oh, sorry about that. I held down my mute button and it did nothing.
So Tally
so
goes straight to the table.
Yeah, mate. I want what's on that table. You got the munchies like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to have a look at what's there, and
Yep.
pretty keen. I want to investigate that.
Sure. Give me a perception check to sort of have a look around this table, see what goods are on display here.
Yep, no worries. Perception. Oh,
Eyes are
Still-
very crusty.
still waking up, boys.
Yeah, you're more drawn to the smells than anything, and even then, you bounce off the pillar a little bit in your mad stumble to this table, and you pick up one of the bowls and sort of bring it to your lips and go to pour it down the throat, but then you realize, oh fuck, that one's empty, and you got to put it back, and you look around the table a little bit lost, unable to really sort of clear your eyes a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, in that case, having no idea still yet what's going on, and just still in a haze. I'm gonna just sort of sit here for a second and gather my bearings and pass my turn on to Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, baby.
That guy's fucked off. Well,
Here's a question. If Winfred's on fire, does that act as like a torch?
I think it's more that he bursts. He releases a gout of flame when he rages, right? I don't think he
Okay.
stays lit.
Okay. Because I
yet.
know with the sparks, he sort of like stays sparky. So I'm wondering if like Winfred stays embery or like lit as he's
Always
raging.
lit.
I mean, he's very lit.
He's
He's
always
lit.
a bit lit. He's
always
lit.
a bit lit.
All right. Fuck yeah.
Uh,
Because I was
I-
thinking, like, that'd probably be a little bit of a benefit for Pauly, who has a hard time seeing in the dark.
Yeah, well, he'd
like,
always be able to see
surely I-
Winfred. I don't know how far out the light would
Yeah.
glow though.
Surely the light that
I'm gonna
comes off
fly
Winfred
just
wouldn't
all
go
he
farther than
needs
your
to
view
see.
distance.
It's fine.
I'm gonna fly just to here,
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
40 feet, and I'm gonna shoot my short bow at the boy
Crash.
attacking Winfred.
Hmm.
Well, here we go.
He's got his big shield up and spear, trying to lion tamer this bear, but you're able to fire off a shot, and it connects. Please roll that damage.
Big boy.
17, because he's engaged with a compatriot of mine.
How do you want to do this?
Impaled him.
What was that?
How do you
How
want to do this?
it?
I want to shoot it like kind of like just jumping out of the flying, sliding slightly on my taloned feet, drawing the bow and then shooting it just
fucking bend
over
the bullet.
Winfred's shoulder, right into the guy's head.
Excellent.
But absolutely, I'm basically wanted. When I actually hit.
and you sort of land there near the ruins of the table, Tally to your side, Tally off to the side,
Hey,
and
Tally, missed you, buddy.
Yes, what up, boy?
All right.
Yeah, then I end my turn.
Winfred.
Okay. Now I'm going to claim that I didn't know that this guy had been killed, and I'm just going to yeet him into the banquet room, and then
Mhm.
I'm going to move, sort of like a knight. I want to move like back,
Sure.
back here somewhere. So, like, can I yeet the body just into the table over here, or like,
Absolutely.
can
Give
I
me-
do
give-
another athletics check?
Yeah, give me another athletics check with advantage for your rage.
Is the
no.
dead guy gonna counteract athletic check him?
No, there's no. Oh, actually, we'll see how good it is because like this guy's heavy. He's wearing armor.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
Cool. Pauly, can you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Wow.
Oof.
No.
11.
I mean, it's not great. As
Thanks,
this
Winfred.
as this sort of hobgoblin corpse comes flying at you, like you're gonna you're gonna take four bludgeoning damage
Me.
You
as
just
it
hear
kind of
Winfred
clips
from
him.
the other room, be like, this bitch dead.
I'm almost dead.
Thorendir
And,
shakes his head and goes, "Why are they throwing dead bodies?"
I'm just gonna move back behind this ball here.
Cool.
Ymir looks back to Thorendir, sees Thorendir visually shaking his head, and just
I
gives
don't-
him
I
a
don't-
nod, and then face palms.
I look back at Pauly and the hobgoblin that I've thrown at him, and just I'm sorry, Pauly.
So this is where I want to take a moment, and I want some clarification on visually what apart from like the physical change we discussed on Winfred, like he lights up in a little bit of flame or a little bit of lightning or a little bit of snow, or earth. I think was the
I think he
third
just
one.
gets a bit dusty when he gets earth.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. We'll
what
figure something
Been
out.
there.
what
I
is
don't think we
is there a
really discussed
change?
it.
Is there a change in his demeanor though, and sort of how he talks? And then I want to ask the same question to Ymir. But firstly, does Winfred act differently while raging?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So outside of raging, Winfred is like a big teddy bear. Like I when I wrote the character, I thought like because I wanted to have two sides of Winfred, where one of them was like a very low intelligence bearkin, like a shamanistic bearkin. But whilst he was raging, I recall a time back when we were in the tavern and I was making a deal with Thorendir, and I sort of stood up on my two hind legs and I went to like instead of having my normal for Winfred voice, I stood up on both hind legs and I shook Thorendir's hand and sort of became very very what's the word I'm looking for?
like a moment of sobriety.
No. Like foreboding, like a big.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I just he makes himself small when he's not raging, and when he is raging, he makes himself like
He's
very
he's
big.
looming a lot more. Yeah.
Think like a grizzly, you know.
Cool.
Like when a grizzly stands up on its hind legs to sort of assert dominance.
Yeah.
Menacing.
Think like a
Menacing.
grizzly.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah.
Eat. Shit. Picnic basket. More.
Sometimes
more.
break into
Kill,
someone's
kill,
house.
kill.
Yeah, but
Break into a house.
you forgot nap time.
Was it
Nap time is very
Rah,
important.
No one
time of the
understands
day.
you, she bear.
Excellent. And so Dylan, I wanna so I can narratively, or we can all narratively kind of picture. So Ymir is already pretty gruff and terse.
Yeah, he doesn't really change.
He doesn't
He just likes
change.
to hit things a little bit more.
Right. So that's his
about
version
it.
of going berserk, is just slightly more hitting things.
He's already just. He's already angry. And likes to
That's
smash
his
shit.
secret DM. He's always angry.
He's basically the Hulk, but like, you know, when he turns into the Hulk, he doesn't have that. He's already the Hulk. So,
So you tell me he turns into Eric Banner, or is it like
No, he
Eric
Bruce
Banner
Banner?
in Hulk form?
no, he goes
Bruce
from the
Banner.
Hulk.
Fuck, Did I say Eric Banner?
He goes from the Hulk into the
Well, you got
Abomination.
actor, right? So it's fine.
It's-
He goes from like Hulk to Doctor
To Grey Hulk. Yeah. Excellent. All right. So Winfred has yeeted a body and kind of pulled back sanely from further shots. Thorendir, you see this, and I think from your vantage point, you can just make out a hobgoblin archer in the back room there. That's about it.
I've got one other thing. While Ymir is enraged, he will not withdraw.
Oh yeah.
He keeps pushing forward and wanting to kill.
Yeah, you're aging, bruh.
He's like,
You're aging.
kill. Beer. That's basically it. That's Ymir.
Yeah. Dragons. Chads. Brilliant.
Fantastic axes.
Thorendir.
My turn.
Last one.
Yep.
Can I get a cheeky perception of what's on the table that Pauly is so drastically trying to get food on?
Sure.
Better be a big old roast.
Yeah, so there is there does appear to be some cooked chicken. There's certainly some fish too, weirdly, as you're not really near any oceans or rivers that you had seen in the
We're hitting salmon, dude.
in these sort of mountainous areas.
Yeah, right, so
But they
so,
look freshly cooked.
freshly cooked. Okay, so Thorendir does the old run up to the table and jumps on top of it. While doing that, grabs one of the chicken, like the legs of chicken, throws it into Pauly's bowl, gives him a wink, does a little dive off the table, and essentially would then bring out the crossbow and. Apparently he can't see that dude there. Hold on.
You can kind of shoot on the run. That's fine.
Winfred just sees the chicken
And
flying across the room.
we'll shoot this archer boy right there. Where is my actions?
Oh,
An 11 is not enough, I'm afraid, as
Yeah.
you're sort of jumping off the table, too focused
Yeah.
on Tally. The shot
Gives him the
pings
chicken.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, shoots the
Well,
shot,
Tally
and then
appreciate- Tally always appreciates
it goes up against this wall. Sorry, can you go on top of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, goes up on that wall there. Just the model didn't want to do it, and up there, and then goes against the wall in cover.
I'll just remove him so you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
And would getting into cover be my bonus action or not?
No, just being there behind the wall is in cover.
Yeah.
So it means you'll have full cover against any missile attacks from that angle. And he'll need to find a better angle to come at you from.
Yeah, and then Thorendir pressed against the wall. He goes to Ymir, who's in a deep rage, and goes, We don't go to the back of the dungeons. We go through. It's a dungeon crawler, not a dungeon retreat. There, Ymir. Get in there and take him down. And gives him bardic inspiration.
Nice.
And not just any bardic inspiration. Bardic inspiration from the College of Valor, which gives it. Is it D6 at the moment or D8? Hold on.
It might be a D6 still this early.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah,
did
level
D6,
4 would
yeah.
be a D8, wouldn't it?
Possibly, I don't know.
Fourth or
I know.
fifth
I know
level?
for level 5 it's a D8, but yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
D6. But it could
Yeah.
also be used to add to your AC or to your damage.
Damage.
Yeah. And that's a one-time use thing you can use
it's a
on
one-
any essentially any D20 roll
Yeah.
or
essentially.
damage in AC.
Yeah.
You can kind of cash it in. So that's excellent. The lucky hobgoblin who, well, he's less lucky now because he had a mate, is going to rush forward and try and attack you around the wall, Thorendir. But you will have partial cover against this guy, though he does
Is that
have.
like just 2 to my AC, or how's that work again?
Yeah, +2 to your AC.
Yeah, cool.
So he's trying to get around sort of the wall a little bit here, and he's got a long sword to do so. But as you're around that corner, it's making it incredibly difficult for him.
Is it like the one hand to sort of lunge around?
Yeah, he's got a shield and the sword, and
That'll miss.
so 14 would normally hit, but thanks to that
Yeah,
cover,
would normally hit, but yeah.
for sure, you're able to duck and weave out of the way, and he stands there with ready to kind of defend against any assault. Try to hold that gap there.
I assume like snarling and fucking wanting to get the boys killing his mates.
Yes, he from his vantage he sees you sort of as the closest target, though he seems to have one eye warily on the bear, and that seems to be his true quarry. As this archer, oh no wait, gullible above your archer, where are you? Oh, you're all the way up here. Come on, mate, come join the party. Thorendir, from your vantage point, you see a hobgoblin start with a bow, start running up, but sort of uses his entire speed to dash forward, seeming like they want to maybe hold that choke point there.
Just put a bit of flavor, a bit of throw some words at me. Just because they're different template. The archer hobgoblins like look different to the normal hobgoblins, or like?
Yeah, absolutely. So the one in front of you has sort of chainmail on. He's got this big shield and sword, and the one that was yeeted into the room had a shield and a spear, and was also sort of heavily outfitted. These two archers back here have sort of more like leather armor, something a lot lighter. They've got longbows and daggers. They don't seem to be sort of armed with swords or powerful sort of melee weapons at all. The thing that you can see from this distance though as well is a bugbear right at the back, and he's got a big old morning star that he's hefting along. In fact, he starts running in as well and joins his friend on the side here.
Whoa, mama.
As the archer sort of behind them, a lot more confident now that he's got a shield wall in front of him, steps out, takes a line on Pauly here, and lets the grey geese fly.
Yeah.
10 to hit.
No. God.
Ooh, no, Misha La-di-da. 10 won't hit.
The arrow sails over your head, Pauly, as you're able to kind of duck down behind what remains of the table, and we cut to
the
Ymir.
2 foot high table.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, all that's sticking up is Pauly's little hat. You know, he sort of gets flat
I'm
on the
just
ground.
imagining Pauly ducking at the last second and his hat still sitting there, all cartoon-like.
Yeah.
Arrow just sailing
Spinning
through it
around.
and then back on his head.
But there was already a hole in the hat where the arrow goes through.
No, Pauly quickly ducks, but like the hat stays in the air, and then arrow goes through it, then the hat lands on him. Super cartoon style, like wild coyote.
Yeah.
Nah, go on. Sorry, I'm ruining your fun.
Ymir,
Um,
upon noticing that the enemy has regrouped, dashes across to in front of this big boy right here. Doesn't dash. He lightly jogs, okay? Because it was under 30 feet. It's okay.
It
it's
was a
light jog.
flavorful jog.
Yeah, flavorful light jog. And because he's still raging, he's going to target this big old motherfucker right here, and just bring down the power if it works.
Yeah. Huh.
Spits on the floor. and
How
then-
far are you guys into this section? Like, have you only just entered, or
Yeah, just
Alright,
entered.
cool.
Ba-boom.
Well, that's the incredible sound of your new great axe bouncing off this creature's shield. As
Oh, fantastic.
it appears that these creatures have some kind of martial training, and when they are together, they are more advanced fighting unit. The bugbear and the soldier and the hobgoblin fighting side by side appear to be sort of emboldened and excel at working together.
Would I be able to make my second attack roll as my bonus action? Because
You're going to enter into
Correct.
berserk. Yep.
yes.
Cool.
how do
Ooh.
can I hit it from somewhere else? Oh,
I
it's
don't think
just
you need to
automatic.
spend anything to go berserk. You just add
Yes.
a level of exhaustion.
That works for me. And then he pops another one. Attacks. Oh my god. I'm just gonna do it this way. He just pops his. And
26 will certainly hit.
yes.
And
14 damage.
14 damage. You cleave this guy. Your axe cuts in through his shield, shattering it, and the head of the axe. Now this tells me as well, and obviously it's been a fortnight since we established this character, or this start of this fight. But that tells me that you don't have your shield equipped,
he
despite
doesn't.
how you may have 2 weeks ago had your
I
shield equipped.
can't actually open my character sheet
That's
to
fine.
unequip said shield. So
That's all good, as long as you know your armor class is at 17.
yeah, my AC 17, not 19.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Ooh.
But yeah, so with this big old axe, Thorendir, this looks like a new axe that and standing up close to it, you can see sort of a bit of a glint. Maybe with your bardic training, you can taste a bit of tin in the air, almost as if there's some kind of magic at work here. As Ymir just sort of slices through the
Would I be
shattering
able
the
to take
shield.
a quick history check to see if I've noticed any of the makings or markings or the forging of such a weapon?
Yep, absolutely.
It's unknown to Grimsbane. It is a mysterious weapon, and the flavor on my lips tastes foreign. And some would
That's-
say cursed.
Yeah, the axe itself has some markings on it, but you don't recognize them.
Not of dwarven making or smithing.
just out of interest, because we know how great Tally is with his history. He kind of had a geezer over, and
What just happened? Why does it say Ymir is now dead?
Oh, I think I clicked the wrong thing. There we go.
Oh, that's better.
Tear
I
up
was
your
like,
shit,
huh?
boy.
Cursed axe,
That's
motherfucker.
Fine by me. That works. Tav will make an appearance of it.
Yeah, Dylan's got 4 more characters lined up. It's bloody
I've
gosh
got
upon.
more, but he can't die because he has a secret.
Right. I told
he's a
I told-
closet homosexual. Is that what it is?
No, not that
Oh,
one.
didn't you know? Didn't
Ah.
you know all closet homosexuals?
No, he's a
are?
cl-
They're
he's a
born-
he's a he's a closet straight man. He's actually
Ah.
No, but no, we can't. The secret of Tav will not be disclosed at this point because it's a secret.
So
Look, I've
we-
told-
so
Not a
what-
narrative.
We've got to roll the dick size again. I swear to God.
No. He's actually.
So what you're telling me is his family wanted a gaby all along, and he's pretended to be gay his whole life, but he's really a closet straight man.
No, can we get back on
It's
track?
cultural.
It's just the secret that he has is a narrative secret that's written
Yeah.
into his character that I want to keep as a narrative secret.
Having said that, though,
Secretly
Dylan's already lost one character.
So he's
and
ready to lose another.
well, I've turned on the hardcore mode switch, which means if your character dies,
No.
you're out of the game. Can't play anymore. You just get kicked out. You're gone. You're done. Unless everyone can bring you back
Fine
to
by
life.
me, I'll start my own campaign with blackjack and hookers.
Notice. Or you can always go into the Sheriff Dan in-game store, buy some. If you get 10 life credits at $1 each, you can put that towards a resurrection or a new character. So, I mean, there's ways that we can work out some ways. If Genshin Impact made 50 million in a week,
Bribery.
I'll just suck your dick. How about that? Like, so did I die? You maybe throw in a couple legendary weapons. Tickle the balls. Maybe one
I'll,
more share.
I wouldn't. Dill's a fucking dollar hooker anyway.
that's why you have to
Like
get.
10.
That's why you have to
Oh,
get 10 of them to be able to get a new character.
Hold up. Just you wait. Give me a moment.
Oh, Maddie, thank you very much for the 1,000 inspiration points in chat.
Oh, don't.
Oh no!
Oh, fucking
No!
don't.
Why do you have to do this?
Timmy's about to die.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking die.
I promise not to throw any more hobgoblins at you.
Yeah, you hit. Oh, I love you so much, but I hate you at the same time.
I'm so sorry. I didn't expect him to like have you roll for dexterity. I just wanted to yeet a goblin and move backwards.
Yeah, at your parrot friend.
I was throwing it at the table.
What table? The
1d6.
table disintegrated because of you.
I'm not that fat. I'm the one fucking right here.
Oh.
So,
Do you not have alerts, Dan?
Yeah, food when Towley's involved, Matt.
Why is that right on me?
do I? I don't have alerts in the channel because it takes away from the thing. But
Well,
the
I just purchased a character token.
Thanks, buddy. Is that a thing? Had I set up characters? That's hilarious.
No, I just donated $10.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Right, Tav can come play anytime. So from the
Put him in now, get him killed so he has to buy another.
No, we'll have can't.
We'll see how we go.
Narrative doesn't work.
Yeah. We'll get there. Ymir, Winfred, and Ymir and Winfred, you can see off to the right hand side. It looks like there were a bunch of skeletons that were kind of swept and shoveled into the far corner.
Oh god, not skeletons again.
And Thorendir, you hear sort of the rustling of bones coming together, and a bunch of, or Ymir, from your very clear vantage point, skeletons start standing up.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Get fucked.
Matty!
And they're going to spend their turn standing up as we continue on to, I believe that was Ymir's turn.
Yeah, he
killing
he
the,
decimated.
The hobgoblin.
I would like to know, because we at the end of our last our one-off run, Ymir put his shiny new Great Axe +1 on a wooden cart to try to sharpen it,
Mm-hmm.
to make it nice and pretty, because it's a bit disgusting at the moment. It's a bit gross and grimy, and it completely destroyed the cart of its own power. What does that power on the axe do when I decimate an enemy?
So this axe seems to bite into this hobgoblin as per normal. You don't notice any difference, and yeah, as far as I'll tell you, it just feels like a very well balanced axe. Maybe you just mishandled it last time. I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Cool. So maybe don't put it near my wood. Apparently his wood is already small enough as it is.
Towley.
So, upon seeing all this action that's going on, Towley finally decides to just exhale, because he hasn't done that yet since he got out of the bag, and just kind of fog everything up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
just to give a little bit of a cover for the boys. Make things a little bit harder for the enemy to attack. And basically saves the day as he always does.
So this dank puff of cloud, this white cotton, moves out from around Pauly, starts coalescing in the air and spreading out, blocking all line of sight of the bugbear, the hobgoblins, and the ensuing skeletons.
Yep, that's right. And I think for my turn, I'm gonna just. Oh, I still got the wrong tool selected. Oh god.
And so,
And I'm just gonna move myself here next to Pauly
cool.
as well. Yeah, that's basically all I can do right now for you boys is just give you a bit of cover, and hopefully save the day.
Righto.
I'm only just waking up still. I'm still a bit hazy, still feeling groggy.
Well, I mean, this is how you clear your
things
head,
aren't
right?
really
You get all the
making
smoke
sense.
out.
Yeah. So, it's a trick I like to do is just hold it in for as long as I can, and yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
It's fat
Oh.
stacks.
Fattest of stacks. So we get to the top of the round. It is Pauly's turn.
Does anyone have a health potion?
I do. I also have a healing thing, but I can, if you get cover, I can heal you up.
All right, perfect. You have a health potion. That's good. As long as I know you've got one, it's all right.
Pretty sure. Hang on, let me just
I'm gonna.
check my inventory.
Perfect. I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna just shoot. Shoot where I know that that first bugbear was before the dank haze went up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're pretty confident in where they are. It will be a regular roll as they are they can't see you and you can't see them, so it kind of balances out.
Having no luck, and then I'm gonna hide behind this corner.
All right.
I can't live otherwise.
Yeah, just stay behind the pillar and stuff, and I'll give you some cure wounds.
Cool.
Yeah, sort him out, please. Partially
Oh,
my fault that
are
he's in
you
the
s-
state
Are
that
you,
he's
I was about
in.
to say, are you saying that,
I'm
Winfred?
feeling a bit guilty right now.
All right. Well, Winfred, it's your turn.
I wouldn't be able to see with my nose because there's a dank thing of fucking weed in the
Oh,
air.
it's so dank.
Not
It's
to mention, it's kind of
ridiculous.
inebriates you a little bit just at the smell of it. Like it's pretty.
All I want to
sticky
do
and
is I want to move to here and I want to attack this lummox here with bear claws raging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can sort of wade in there, attacking sort of blindly. He doesn't see it coming though, so it kind of shakes out.
Oh, good. So that's just a normal. Oh, get fucked.
The dank is too much for you.
He fucked up.
I'm guessing that doesn't hit him.
No.
Did you roll with disadvantage as well?
No, but well,
cancelled
because
each
he
other
has this,
out.
yeah, cancels each other out because he can't see you coming either. So it's a bit of a shit show. But yeah, so you sort of go in there with the bear claws raging around. You just both miss each other. It's comical to those of us who can see with the eye of God, as I do have. But you're just as likely, I think, to sort of bump into Ymir with that kind of action as Thorendir. You hear Winfred sort of stomp in to this cloud, but your vision has been blocked. You are effectively blind.
Good thing I'm a bard and I hear like a boss. No. Is it my turn though, champion?
Yes, sorry.
That's it. Okay. Would I be able to get past Winfred and Ymir, or would they be blocking the door?
You can move through allies. That's fine. It's more difficult to move through enemies. And because the bugbear hasn't moved yet, you're pretty confident into where he still is, right?
Yeah. Would he still get an opportunity of attack, even though we can't see?
He would feel you go past.
Go past? Yeah.
But, yeah, so I think he'd be able to lash out for sure.
Yeah. Would it be a disadvantage or just not? No, we'll both be a disadvantage, wouldn't we?
Correct.
You know what? Thorendir, if he was pretty confident in his ability, he's gonna try and get past this.
Well, you can get to here without provoking.
Oh, I can I?
Because you're not leaving his.
Leaving,
yeah.
right? Yeah, and Thorendir does hearing the skeletons raise before dwarf in a dwarven keep. He knows these places like the back of his hand, and he's raising of these deadly skeleton-y boys, and using his bardic prowess, will cast a big old shatter, which is I'll just link that for you.
be right
Can
back.
I
I'm just
get
gonna grab a
a it'll be a 10-foot radius. I think it's a 10-foot radius sphere, which
That'll definitely hit all 4 of those.
I'll say
for sure.
just hits all 4 of them.
Yeah.
And I'll roll that for you.
Cool. Yeah. So roll the damage once, and I'll roll the.
So 18.
Con saves, was it?
Oh, and Shatter, by the way, Thorendir whips out a finger pistol and just goes. And yeah, that's the fluff of it.
Cool. Con save. Let's just do 3 of them here on the same guy, and then we'll work it out. Oof, not great.
Rocky.
So what's your spell save DC?
It would be, I think, I want to say 12 at the moment. So
Okay.
2 pass, 2 fail.
2 fail and take their full 18 damage, which absolutely blows them apart. The bones that have just recoalesced into a humanoid figure explode again, and bones go flying around the room through the fog. You don't see this, but you can hear them pinging off the walls. For the other 2, I believe they take half damage.
They take half damage, so 18 is 9.
9, cool.
Cop that, Maddie.
All right.
Better knock that down.
Yeah. So you finger gun in the smoke, looking badass, but unfortunately nobody sees it.
No one sees it.
You just hear everyone else hears a kaboom because there was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom, and then bones plinking off the stone walls and off each other. One of the skeletons, though, that did survive is going to step forward and try and swing at you through this mess with his short sword.
Oh hell! He did 4 damage.
Oh
no!
It sounds like one of the archers is moving out of the fog cloud. The bugbear, who's sort of in a blind slap fight with Winfred next to you there, Thorendir, you can hear the sound of a morning star swinging around.
Oh no!
That's a 20 to hit, dirty 20 for 13 piercing damage as this spiked club effectively kind of bumps into you there. And rips into parts of your fur and flesh.
I thought it was at me for a second, then I heard fur. I'm like, oh, it's Winfred. Thank God.
Winfred looking over at Thorendir like, the fuck, dude?
Through the
Can't
haze.
see me, dude. Don't know I'm there.
Thorendir, you feel one of the bugbears move away from you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to take an opportunity attack?
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! 16 hit.
16 will certainly hit.
It'll be slashing one-handed.
Okay,
So
so
9.
9 damage. You feel that with the longsword, you slash out in the fog. You can kind of just make out the outline of this hobgoblin who you closed the distance with, and you feel it connect, and you hear kind of the almost like the sound of running water until you realize it's blood. Tapping on the concrete there. But he does slink out of the fog cloud, and
He's had a taste, but a glimpse of the word Grimsbane. Sorry.
And as you say that, Thorendir, you become a homing beacon for this other skeleton.
He thought it. Thorendir definitely would have said that out loud.
Yeah, as another skeleton comes in and tries to stab you here, but also cannot kind of make its way through this fog.
No, he probably just goes to stab me, but I'm 4 foot, like 4.5 foot.
Yeah.
I haven't wear a normal person repeat getting up.
You got that voice projection, so you sound taller.
No.
Well, I'm in the great halls of my ancestors. Man.
100% as we move to Ymir's turn, and then we'll have Tally.
Ah, yes. So,
I'm just gonna grab a beer. I'll be right back, everybody.
Right on.
Ymir takes a step forward in the smoke, or what he thinks is a step, and pretty confident in his actions and his skills of perception.
No.
That there may still be a bugbear in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
So he, still in Berserker's Rage, brings down his axe for a great 22.
Where's all this damage coming from? Oh, right, that's right. He's got the fire giant strength.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
He's putting it to work.
Yeah, so you feel that axe bite into furred flesh, and it is the bugbear. It's not Winfred.
Oh, fantastic! That's good. No,
you hear a howl of rage, that is, and then followed up by a bugbear's howl of rage.
And Ymir, after feeling his axe slow in bringing it down, goes, Winfred? Winfred!
Yeah, boy.
Oh. He's, oh, all right, good. Still alive. Good.
You'll get him next time, champ.
And then, so I'm assuming he's killed this bugbear.
No. You still see sort of this silhouetted outline of these two large furred creatures in front of you.
Well,
No.
Ymir just, since his axe is still currently embedded in the bugbear, brings it, sort of wrenches it out, and brings it back down.
Just hack at him.
Yes. I'm assuming he's dead now.
You hear another howl of pain, and then it is swiftly silenced and cut off to a gurgling.
And then Ymir just turns around.
Yeah.
You squash that bugbear like a bug.
Just in the
So
darkness.
I've
Tally.
made that joke before.
It's just you and Pauly in this room, I guess, and a big old smoke cloud.
Hanging out playing Nintendo.
That's
Oh,
it,
dude.
man. Always hanging out, playing Nintendo.
It's your
Oh,
turn.
Yeah, man. Fucking, yeah, still not entirely sure what's going on, but I'm starting to figure it out.
Give me another perception check, Tally, as you've gotten a lot of this smoke out of your system now. It's
Yeah.
floating in the other room.
Starting to get my
breathe in.
bearings.
Yeah, breathe in deep, you know.
Yeah.
You can smell what the rock is cooking.
Oh, I can actually smell air for once. I haven't smelled that for a while. 3 days.
Whilst the air behind you smells nice and fresh, the thing that piques your interest. Okay. The smell that piques your interest is coming from behind this door. It smells like fresh cooking.
Oh, boy, I do love me some fresh cooking.
Like you can even smell. Does that smell like cookies? Maybe some kind of baked goods.
Oh, fuck. That sounds delightful. And even though I generally know what I should be doing, I completely forget about Pauly. Sorry, bro.
You guys are just.
Didn't Pauly
Wait,
like?
I'm
I love it. Pauly asked you last round, wasn't he? He was like, you got heals, right? He's like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry. And then just walks up.
But this is what I do, man. Like, this is what I do.
No, it's perfect. I love this.
It's in character.
It's
I'm
always
not
in
denying
character.
that.
I feel like there's something like, you know, super tasty in there, and I just don't really care about anything else, and I just really want to open the door. Am I within opening the door range?
Yep.
Sick. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it.
Cool. You try and open the door, but it appears to be either locked or barred or something. Something is preventing you from easily opening this door.
Can I slide under the door? I'm a towel. All right.
Yeah, okay. Give me a and if we're gonna set this up as a precedent, do bear in mind that it's gonna go both ways. If you're an incredibly light, flat object, you're gonna be subject to wind very easily. May
But
not be
I
now.
also-
It may not be for a
Charlie's
while.
Never going on adventures to see cloud giants. Like, never.
Or how about that flying airship that Pauly wants to buy?
Yeah.
We're just gonna need to like tie Towley to somebody's belt.
No,
well, then he
Charlie
becomes
needs
the
to
Wag,
mail.
he's the
Then he
Oh,
becomes the
sorry.
sail on the ship.
He is the sail.
Hoist the colours high.
Nah, you know what? That's just too risky. I don't want to, unless, of course, I could use the magic stones to weigh me down that I carry.
You know, Pauly, sorry, not Pauly, Towley is a druid. And druids at level 3 can wild shape.
Mm.
So you could use your action.
A fucking painting.
I mean,
He can wild shape into anything he wants.
You have to
small,
wild shape it into a flat object.
but
He is a
what
flat
else
object.
could pass under
Exactly.
door seams? Spiders,
See,
cockroaches,
I
rats.
can detach all my threads and just reshape myself.
You're gonna
shape, make it
transmute
a
yourself on the other side of the door.
form.
That would
That'd
be
be
called
pretty
teleportation.
badass.
Mm.
But no, as he said, you can wild shape, so you could turn into a spider.
If you turn into a spider or a rat or something like that, I would say like a creature like that could certainly fit under the seam of the door.
Or a
Just
chicken.
hope that Ymir doesn't see you turn into a spider.
Do I have to have that spell? though?
No,
I
as a
think it's
druid,
action, isn't
as a
it?
druid, you have wild shape charges. Effectively, you have the ability to wild shape,
Okay.
and I believe you can do it twice per day.
Oh, yeah. Where does it show me that?
Oh, it's twice per long rest.
Long rest, yeah. Let me see.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I think I seen it earlier under feats and traits, and then it was wild shape action 1 uses short rest. Ah, yeah, sick.
Iggy, buddy, make up your mind. Up or down? Quit jumping on me.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go something pretty cool. And let's go a spider. Just to get under that door. Wait, is that one whole action? Can I get back if I need to bail?
So it requires a. Let me just pull wild shape into your features here. So starting at second level, you can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast. You can use this feature twice, and you regain expended uses when you finish a short or long rest, actually. So you can use it quite a fair bit. Your druid level determines the beast you can transform into. So at second level, it has a maximum CR of 1/4, and it has to be something that you have seen before, right? And it can't. At this level, it can't fly and it can't swim. At higher levels, it can't fly, and then once you get to 8th level, you can go like giant eagles and stuff. Sorry. Yeah.
Just for
Clarity.
clarification's sake.
Yeah.
Would spiders and bugs and stuff be considered beasts, or would they be considered like critters?
In this game, they're considered beasts, so they're considered yeah. They're considered beasts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think. I will double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Just wanted to.
Unaligned giant spiders are considered beasts. So if you were a regular spider, that would certainly be a beast. However, things like dragons are obviously not beasts. Chimeras and things like that are considered aberrations or something. There's a specific category of beast that like fish, rats, bees, beetles, etc. kind of fit in.
Oh, but it couldn't be a fish to level that can't that swims, man.
Yeah.
Alright,
so you
let's
can
do
actually-
it.
So you
Let's
what
do this.
what do you
I'm
what do
gonna,
you shapeshift into?
Yeah, I'm gonna go the old let's go rat, fuck it, because I know the boys will shit themselves if there was a spider in the room.
No, you
Oh,
just
I'm
might
trapped
die
in-
if you
I'm
become a
in-
spider.
I'm in fucking deep fog, dude. I wouldn't see this.
Yeah,
so
we won't see it
yeah.
at all. Like, you'd be completely safe. But if you ever
Yeah.
change into a spider in front of us, you may get set on fire.
Yeah, feel it.
Much like the town.
Yeah. Yep, fuck it, let's do it. Like I'll get under there.
Cool.
Can I not move myself? No.
Oh, you already used your movement to get over there,
Oh, true. So I
and then
have
your
to wait.
action. Yeah, and then your action is to
Go into that form.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Cool. Let me.
Sorry,
Says-
Pauly. Like the smell's just too good, brother. Like I can't turn down baked goods.
Another party member that's very motivated by food. I see. I see. I've had entire side quests where Winfred just goes off on a little adventure to find food. It's great.
Oh, Charlie just wanders off all the time. He's just most of the time he's got no
Someone
idea what's
say
going on.
That's your defining characteristic.
And not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, I guess I would say.
So you keep when you transform, you keep your mental ability scores, so your intellect, your wisdom, your charisma, but you get the strength, dexterity, and constitution of the rat, or of the creature you've transformed into.
You can forget, dear rat boy.
You also get the creature's hit points and hit die.
Oh.
When you revert to your normal form, you return to the number of hit points you had before transformation.
Yeah.
And also, if you die, or if you lose all your health in animal form, you will revert back to your normal form, and any excess damage that would have overkilled the rat, for example, will be applied to your human form.
Oh, so
Okay, sure.
it's not like Matrix where you die in the Matrix, you die in real life. Like
If you die as a rat, you die. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool,
Yeah, it
that's
just
real
knocks
cool.
me out of shapeshift and then sick.
That would add a different level of thrill to it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Man, I'm literally like an ant. Someone steps on you. Well, I'm tearing
Yeah.
up the character sheet, bros.
Fire it up, start writing a new one.
I think that's the case of
$10.
polymorph, though. I think true polymorph, you could turn something into a chicken and then slaughter the chicken, and they would actually be dead. But that's very high level
Isn't that
magic.
like a wizard spell, or is that a
Very high level wizard spell. So-
Bards can get it too.
The other thing you need to decide,
Fucking warlocks.
and it may not be relevant now, but when you transform your equipment, you choose whether your equipment falls to the ground or merges into your new form. So worn equipment that merges into your new form obviously can't be picked up or transferred to anyone else while you're in that form, right? So if you have a magic item or something like that.
But if you drop it, you have to remember to pick it back up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
ask
that-
someone nicely to pick it up.
Yeah,
So you
do
can't.
that.
I mean, unless they can speak rat, they
Ask them first.
yeah. So I have transformed Tally into a rat, as you can see.
Woohoo!
I can't see. He's outside of the fog.
That's true. Cool. All right. Very long turn to say, Pauly, you've watched Towley turn from you, walk towards the kitchen, and then turn into a rat.
Oh, yeah, wait.
I'm gonna go stealth until I can get healed.
Timmy,
I can't go. I can't do anything.
Can
Until
I ask a
log
quick
drop.
question, Timmy?
Yeah.
Would you say that Pauly is a predatory bird?
No.
Okay. Okay, all good.
Eats the rat.
Eats Towley. We just got him
I think-
back.
No, macaws eat fruit.
Yeah. So you'd
Yeah,
be
I
like
know.
not even a scavenger, I imagine.
Oh, with sleight of hand.
Yeah. Give me a stealth. Give me the old stealthy roll.
Oh my god! All right, I'm hiding forever.
Oh, he's just faded into the mist.
Not only can you guys not see Paul anymore, you can't even hear him. You think maybe he just left.
Oh.
Maybe he's dead.
Damn. Dastardly bird.
And Pauly, from your vantage point back here, you can
Yeah.
actually see two small staircases to the east of the of this banquet hall, leading out into some kind of corridor or adjoining room.
Right. Well,
Just do with that
I
information
may-
what
I
you
may-
will.
I may. I will genuinely think about it. At my next turn.
Okay,
Just for now, I'm going to fade off into the distance.
That's
I
fine.
might instead of that. Yeah, I'll just stay back here for now.
okay. Ymir. Oh, sorry, no, Winfred.
Yes.
Better say.
I'm gonna help out old mate Thorendir, and I'm gonna go by the sound of.
So, dude.
I'm gonna go by the sound of the rattling bones. So I'm gonna
Mate,
move
can't you
over.
just smell bones, mate? Fucking bit of being a bear and all.
No, but he can also smell
I-
everything else
I'd
in the
think
air.
so.
What happens
Yeah.
if you get an erection?
What?
No, that's it's only periods, man. He senses the menstruation in the air.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Smell of metallic.
Um,
a metallic
and
scent.
I want to swing at the skeleton with my great axe.
All right.
Do I roll at normal or at disadvantage?
Normal, as it
That just
can't
cancels.
see you either. Some creatures can see through obscuration
That
and
was
stuff like
nearly
that.
very bad. Did anyone else see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you swing very wide with this sort of loaned great axe that Ymir has lent to you, I believe, and you hear it clip nothing.
Oh, wonderful. Guys,
Wing
I
and a
can't
miss.
see anything.
Thorendir, Winfred sounding quite distressed as he sort of storms and stomps around in this smoke cloud. You feel somewhat claustrophobic, not only because of the smoke, but you feel quite surrounded by bones.
Thorendir knows how to get himself out of a bony situation.
Well,
Quench, get out of there.
Okay, so straight up. Okay. Alright, Thorendir with the old longsword still in hand from cleaving the back of the hobgoblin that ran away, is gonna go and strike this one right in front of him, and does a 16 hit?
16 certainly hits.
Yeah. Slashing one. Does a 5 do anything good?
You hear a clatter of bones as the longsword slashes out. Must have hit some sort of connecting piece of the rib cage, and much like your and they're somewhat weakened perhaps from the shatter spell, these bones do follow suit of their neighbors and shatter.
And then as my bonus action, Thorendir with the finesse fighting will Spanish grip, of course, use the rapier on well, the other one.
You and your Spanish group.
Oh, we're gonna do something.
It's
I swear
effective.
one day.
It's an effective Spanish grip, and not so much.
No, it's not. It never. The Spanish grip never works. It's the longsword that does the damage.
Yep.
It's like when you do boxing and
three
he's
colors.
asked to use the Marquis de Phandelver rules. It's just like no one ever does, but you gotta ask.
You gotta- and so, yes, that is the end of Thorendir's turn. Then another gobby did bite the dust. Not gobby, skeleton.
Oh,
Everybody loves a gubby.
All right, I'm gonna number these squares, essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, in the just general area you were, and this archer is gonna sort of fire into the fray here. Let's see where.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
3. So you hear an arrow kind of clatter onto the stones near you, Thorendir, but unseen. Tally, you hear sort of moving about, and then the clattering of pots and pans in the kitchen ahead of you, as this other archer's going to do the same thing, firing into the thing. Winfred, you, my friend, hear an arrow come flying at you, but you're easily able to kind of duck out of the way. Your schnoz giving you that heads up, that awareness. In fact, you might be a bit of a beacon of light in the fog, right? Kind of like a fog lamp.
Wonderful.
More like a dank lamp.
Oh, could I just say, did Tally hear pots and pans or bongs and jams?
Well, it's hard to tell from that size he's now in, right? It could be any of that.
Quick sidebar. Because I attacked, but I didn't hit anything, does my rage wear off?
No. So all you have to do is attack or take damage
Well, that's
to sort of maintain the rage, yeah.
If anything, it made you angry and missing.
I'd fucking hope so. I'm getting kind of frustrated.
Thorendir, the Spanish grip notwithstanding, the skeleton tries to clap back. It's going to be a 16 versus your AC.
Yeah, I think he claps back.
He claps back for a solid 4 piercing damage as you feel you sort of dodge out of the way just in time. But you kind of feel a bit of a nick on your leather armor, he just clips it.
He clips it, all right.
As we turn to Ymir, still swinging away there, perhaps. I don't know if Ymir notices that the other skeleton is dead, or if there's a dwarf in front of him. He was just sort of powering forward with this great axe.
No, he can hear the Spanish grip in midair. It's very, very.
It's like when you get that metal ruler and you like swing it around, like the sound of slicing through the air.
It's indiscernible.
Ymir.
Indiscernible? That's not a word.
Upon hearing the indiscernible, Ymir, upon hearing the ting of, or hearing the commotion of something swinging at something in front of him that seems to be about 3 foot tall. Ymir's not very good with heights. He is quite large.
It's 4.5 feet, all right. He's
Steps
proud of every foot.
steps over the small creature to where he's standing.
At least say
currently.
beast, not creature, please. My soul.
And,
Yeah, beasts are what Tally can turn into.
brings down his axe again.
Oh, that's.
Whew.
Yeah, so you just hear sort of a crash of thunder, and possibly even the breaking of stone as Ymir brings the axe down, cracking just right through the skeleton, whose bones were already weakened from the shatter. The bones fall apart to either side. The axe kind of keeps going and slams into the ground, scuffing the beautiful stonework. That you're gonna have to buff that out for sure.
Yeah, fuck the stonework. Ymir then having another 10 feet will then move again to there. Ah,
Hey!
over to here. And tries to peer around what looks to be a corner, but only sees
The
Too
dank.
fog.
short.
More dank.
The dankening.
He's too short for the dank, mate.
It's right up to the roof now.
Yeah,
Tally.
Yeah, like the first thing I'm doing is like getting into that room. Like nothing is stopping me now.
Well, didn't you already get into the room when you turned
No,
into
no,
the...
no, nah, I didn't. It's,
use
I'm
an
just-
entire turn on turning into a beast?
yeah, like
His
I
action.
moved to the door. So can I move there now? Is that?
Yeah,
something?
absolutely. I'll put you in there.
Yeah. I'll be-
You
Oh Jesus!
you scuttle in under the door, and in front of you is obviously, from your vantage point, a giant room with a
Yep.
with a big table in the middle, and you kind of see a large creature throwing kind of pans and stuff from under the table onto the ground, and trying to sort of climb under the table to hide itself.
Yeah. Okay. So it's scared of me, is what you're saying, or it's just scared in general.
Could be seen that way, sure. In this room, there's there's sort of an oven in the corner. Obviously, a lot of scraps and things like that up on the table. Some have fallen on the ground.
Yep.
From this
Yeah.
size as well, the
Near a
food is quite
pot of
large
oil.
compared to you. And there's some haunches of meat up on sort of a drying rack up the top here, and some sort of good smelling supplies.
Can I do a perception check to see if this, or even, do I want to do a perception check? Let me just think here for a second, because we all know it takes me a bit of time to figure out how this is going to potentially play out. What I think I'm going to do.
Well, you do have a keen smell.
Yes.
Rats have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on smell, much like bears.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking I wanted to do a perception check just to sort of like get a better understanding of like what this thing is in front of me and what's happening in this room. Like even
Sure.
though it's clearly a kitchen and he's in there as a slave, but yeah, let's see what we can figure out here.
Mhm.
Did that roll in?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, a
Alright.
19 is incredible here. You.
Oh, I did two, so use the first one. Sorry.
No, you have advantage, so I take the higher one.
Ah, okay.
So you're meant to roll two. You get overwhelmed by smells in this room, sort of drying fish, freshwater fish, obviously the meats and things like that up on the racks. This is obviously some kind of goblin. You get that pungent goblin smell that you had grown accustomed to in the Cragmore caves. In the oven, baking away in there are where the cookies
delicious
are,
treats are.
the delicious
Yeah.
treats.
Ooh.
There is also, you notice a small at the underneath the main table. There is a small bowl of luminescent mushrooms,
Daddy.
some green glowing fungi that seems to have been harvested recently. It's got that kind of fresh, damp, earthy smell to it.
Yep, righto. Cool. So I've still got an action here, don't I? Like, is
And you got plenty of
transforming
movement.
back? Yep.
Transforming back, I believe, is your action as well. Yeah.
Yep. How much more room? Oh, we've got a fair bit to go in here. All right, I kind of know what's going on now. I'm just gonna see if I can. Yeah, I've got a good understanding. All these smells and everything like that just are almost irresistible to me. But I feel the right thing to do right now, having sort of had that moment of clarity that I've got to get out of here. Even though those cookies are drawing me in, I've decided just to take a step back outside of the room.
Okay.
Um,
So you've crawled in under the door, had a bit of a sniff around, got the lay of the land, and crawl back out.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, what does Rat Towley look like? We said that Towley kind of rethreads himself or origamis himself, perhaps.
Super fibery, like very very sort of fibery. Kind of like he's just recently come out of the wash and had some fabric softener on him. That's
The
a pretty
real
rare
poofy.
sight. So yeah, he's pretty microfiber right now, and he's got all the little nice feels about him. But yeah, he's actually pretty keen to get out of there.
Cool. All right. You're able to crawl back under the door and get back out into the room.
See. And can I do my bonus action to move closer towards the middle of the room?
I think you've still got like your full action, right? So you'd still have your full speed. If you sort of dashing around here, yeah, you can run under the tables. Pauly, this rat ducks out from the kitchen and starts running at you.
Okay.
And it's your turn.
I wouldn't have even seen him turn, would I?
Potentially not if you weren't really paying attention.
But he wouldn't see me anyway.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So he's running back to kind of where you were, but you're off here slinking around in the shadows.
Cool. I'm gonna like you said, or like you mentioned that I can now see. I'm gonna go towards that staircase. Now, if I dash that, can I still sneakily dash?
Yeah, for sure. I'll allow that, especially if you're staying out of direct line of sight of anything. I would.
I'm gonna do it again.
What'd you do?
1 second. I just always did a radius thing again. All right. Well, then I'll go to. There we are. And then I'll end my turn there. Once I've moved. Come on. I've lost connection to the server.
Oh,
that'd do.
It's back.
I was wondering
Okay.
if that was me or you.
Perfect. Awesome. All good. I'll end my turn there.
cool. Alrighty. So, you've snuck over here. You can see these stairs leading. They're leading up. I think they're leading up into sort of a raised area. You can see some lit torches back there too, so it's not completely dark in that corridor. And there seems to be sort of a corridor beyond that you can kind of just make out. It seems to be well taken care of area and lit, which means perhaps the hobgoblins have been keeping this area lit. As we move on to Winfred.
That arrow that sang past me before, where did that come from? Do I know which angle that came from or not?
You probably know the rough direction that it came from the northwest, for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement action to run to this one here. And I want to sort of do like a fucking rugby tackle. Just like I put it in the Discord, just straight bowl him over. And am I able to like to incorporate that into Bear Claw's raging or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna do that. Hang on, I need to select it. I'm gonna do that, and sort of like sing past this guy, and then do Bear Claw's raging.
Yep. So roll the.
Did it work?
Yep. So you sink your claws. I'll just move you so that I can access to him. Yeah. And roll the damage for me. So as soon as you emerge, you feel the texture beneath your padded feet change from stone to wood as you clomp up what ends up being a ramp. Though in your rage, you kind of just run up it, hit a platform, run down, and just launch yourself onto this hobgoblin, tearing him asunder.
Yeah, good.
As he
Can I,
goes
can I
down
actually
beneath your
move?
bulk.
Can I actually move to that spot where that hobgoblin is? Because I don't want to see what's outside.
Absolutely.
I'm just blissful ignorance.
Yep. No, absolutely. And in your rage, perhaps you only catch a glimpse of the room beyond.
Yep.
As we focus now on Thorendir, and almost alone in the dank cloud with his trusty mountain of a man, Ymir, just breaking stone steps as he walks. What happens?
Yeah. Thorendir will use bonus action first off of a healing ward on himself, and heals for 4.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Boom. And then he'll begin to move out the fog. 2, 3. 4. And good Lord, what is in there?
So as you walk out, again following kind of in the footsteps of the bearkin,
Where is Winfred behind under the dead thing?
Sorry, yeah, he's on top of it really.
Sorry.
On my screen, it actually shows him as on top, so I keep forgetting to remove the tokens.
Take it off you. No.
What are these things I'm seeing?
Yeah, so in front of you, what looks to be a some kind of blast furnace and a mechanical bellows, maybe once powered by a water wheel, dominating this large chamber. Mm-hmm. The furnace is cold and dark, but there's heaps of coal piled nearby, along with a couple of benches, and there is a channel, but the channel is long dry, covered in cobwebs, like it hasn't been used in some time. Passages exit off that area. There's also more than there's sort of 4 I think you can make out from this direction, withered corpses scattered around the room. Mm-hmm. These corpses are standing around or walking around. There are sort of, what have I put 3 there? Yeah, so there's 2 dwarves and an orc in sort of tattered, rotting armor, walking around almost sort of blindly in this room. You also see a where is it here? A figure, yeah, that thing floating in the room. Let me throw it up on the screen.
Yeah, what the fuck's
that? You see this, but not everyone else does. It's sort of a floating head with 4 tentacles protruding out of it. Eyes at the end of each stalk, and this appears to be some kind of workshop that was badly damaged by something. There are work tables in the corners. They're scorched, and it looks like the undead figures that kind of move around are moving objects around. They appear to be sort of walking back and forth. Behind where the brazier would have been, this sort of forge itself is a spherical creature measuring roughly 4 feet in diameter, 4 eye stalks protruding from its central mass, as I mentioned. Mm-hmm. In the center of the body is a large eye that stares at you as you kind of look across the hall at it, and a burbling voice in your head that only you can hear says, "Oh, hello, we have guests."
So I tell you, it's noticed me, Cunny.
Yeah. As you notice it notices you.
Shite.
So it's noticing you, noticing it, noticing you.
Right. Well, Thorendir, hearing the words in his head, sees the creature. Obviously, he's looking at him, and Thorendir whispers something back in return. I tell you, and gives a big old dissonant whisper back in his brain, Cunny.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, damn.
All right. I got to add these guys to the combat tracker now. Hey.
Oh.
Yep, now we've pissed them off.
Oh, Cunny, it's psychically fucking big eyeball looking at me. I'm like, oh.
What's he got to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah. What's he seeing?
So your wisdom save is DC 12, so it succeeds.
It still takes 10 damage, but
Still takes 10 damage. You hear a sort of a howl of pain in your head, and in your mind you hear it sort of start talking. It's like, they've come, the thieves, the pirates, they're back. They've come to steal. They're stealing out. No, no. I must protect this place. Okay. Shit. What was I meant to do here? All right. And he sort of seems to issue a command to the corpses, and says they've come here to steal the dwarven treasures. They can't do that. I promised they wouldn't. You three, go kill the intruder. Kill this pirate trying to steal our protected treasure. And the three sort of the three ghouls sort of begin to turn to look at you and start to shamble over.
Fantastic.
And we'll get to them on their turns. I don't even need wandering monsters. It just you wander them yourself right into the mix.
Self-centered spectre.
Ah, man. How dare it? How dare he?
Well, a self-centered spectator, so he's a bit of a watcher.
Spectre.
For the archer that you didn't kill, draws his longbow back, and fires at you. 14 to hit.
Bitch.
It's 7 piercing damage, mon frere.
Take half of that, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So 4? 3.
3.
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, 3. Round it down.
Rounding
Yeah.
down.
All
right. So one of these ghouls, Thorendir, turns to you and starts shuffling over at the mental command issued to it, and tries to bite you.
Yeah, that fucking bites me, right?
So 21 to hit, and 6 bite damage.
Canny.
And you sort of hear in your head, "That's right, you stay away. You're not allowed anywhere near these rock seeker treasures. You're unworthy." And then the gloomy ghoul starts to wander over as well. Ymir.
He's currently turned into a fan.
Ymir has
Feeling
returned from the
fantastic.
bathroom. Okay, so Ymir, in hearing some of the commotion outside of the fog, rounds the corner.
Oh, I think the fog actually dissipates when Pauly turns into a rat. Because I think he can't concentrate on the spell actually while he's in wild shape. Someone might need to correct me, but
Ymir
no, I think you're actually correct because it's a concentration spell. So.
Ymir rounds the corner and brings down the hammer, so to speak.
Or the
It's
axe.
an axe.
Axe him a question.
Yeah. It didn't hit, did it?
21 certainly hits.
21.
Oh, we're good.
Because of your... You think it's not a very good swing. In fact, there's not a lot of heft behind it. But you're so juiced up on Fire Giant strength that the momentum of these attacks is incredible. And you swipe into this thing for 11 damage. It looks quite bloodied now. This undead.
Can I use that Bardic Inspiration to bolster that attack?
Yeah, certainly.
Actually, yeah. So what do I roll to bolster that attack? It's a 1d what?
There's a D6, yep.
So that.
151 in chat says druids can concentrate on spells, they just can't cast new ones while they're in wild shape. So
There you go.
give us back the old fog cloud. There you go. Thank you very much. Another
where's
4.
your
Because
Sauce,
I
mate.
plan on running back in there and taking
Where's
a
your
big inhale.
source? Where's the source? Where's it located in the manual, mate? Fucking.
Yeah, where's the player's handbook page number? I want to see receipts.
So that's what 15 damage.
Yeah, so it's still standing. Weirdly, this sort of undead dwarf that is wearing sort of this ancient armor, trying to bite into Thorendir.
Well, lucky for Ymir, he's still frenzied. So
He gets a second attack. This one, how do you want to do this?
Well, he just chops the head clean off, and shoves the body aside to here,
Sure.
clearing the way.
Like, just a quick, not interrupting here, but like, because Thorendir's just had a fucking guy munch on him, and then obviously Ymir's just cleaved this guy away. Can I do like a history check to notice like the dwarven armor? Because the zombie dwarf that's just been attacking me that I've just seen.
Yeah. And there was 2 sort of zombie or ghoulish dwarves, 1 ghoulish orc. Yeah. So these are this is the old Rock Seeker livery and armor on these dwarves. It's quite faded and it's fallen apart. In fact, some of the runes don't really say Rock Seeker. You think it's more akin to it's more like Earthfinder or something. Like the name has kind of adjusted over time, right? It's kind of shifted. Like Smith's son has become like Smithson, and then and so on. So yeah, but you recognize this livery as sort of an ancient like house guard armor. And a pretty well-to-do one, though it is obviously has fallen in ruin on this dead body.
Yeah, awesome.
And in fact, with that incredible 19, I love a 19. You can tell me a piece of interesting history about the old Rock Seekers that you remember.
Thorendir's substantially surprised at the the imagery seen before him, an ancient relic of tales of days past. He's been heard stories of the old Earth Seekers or Earth Clenchers, you said?
I mean, Earth Clenchers sounds cool too. Let's go with Earth Clenchers.
Yeah, Earth
Clenching that Earth, dude.
Yeah, and he sees the old ancient dwarven emblem of the Earth Clenchers, which will go into the dynasty of the Rock Seekers, and it was an old powerful. Do you know like the Black Panther's fist? But it was like crushing rocks, and it was
yes,
yeah, big old powerful sigil,
crushing it like a gem or a diamond.
Yeah, something big like that, and it's like and Thorendir's just like, by golly, and sees the crest, and he's like, he's understanding how ancient this dwarven kingdom really is.
Yeah, excellent. Cool. All right, Ymir. So you've swung twice to excellent results. I believe you still have a little bit of movement if you're wishing to walk forward here. You've only just stepped out of the fog cloud, and I am personally wondering as we go to Towley's turn here, what would happen if Towley, in Towel form, exhaled this dank cloud, but then with tinier lungs as a rat went to go inhale it again. And maybe we'll find out as we get to Towley's turn.
Oh, damn.
I already told you I was coming in for an inhale.
Yeah. The question is, are you going to do it in rat form or are you doing it in towel form?
As long as it's going to pop.
Yeah, Tally,
the
right?
magic of fibers, isn't it? Like,
Can someone please revive Pauly? I feel like
Pauly
he's been
died?
sitting there for a long fucking time.
thing
Can't,
is,
he's probably
though,
got more
I
health
can't-
than me.
I can't see him, Braz.
I'm on-
He's
I'm on
disappeared.
4 health and I'm in stealth, so yeah, I'm not worried. It's okay. The plan,
Yeah,
like, I was
no,
like,
like Timmy's probably sitting there just flicking through his phone, looking at porn. Like, can we just bring him back into the game, please?
What are you trying to say?
Excuse
He's
me.
having a bad time.
Who's Timmy?
That'd
Who's
be
Timmy?
dark. I'm having
All I
a
know
great
is
time, thank you.
Pauly, and he's looking at tasteful woodcuts of
Woody chippings in the corner.
Nest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's looking
Yeah.
at nest. He's planning that nest.
he's looking at double-breasted robins. Thank you very much.
Flappy cloaca.
Oh god.
I'm a
No one
monthly
wants to hear
subscriber.
about your flappy clacker.
Cloaca, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do
Jesus.
a perception check to see if I can find him?
You can see her egg sacs from here.
I don't reckon you could, mate.
Well, give me a perception
Give it a
check. If you're doing it, if you're trying to smell him. No, yeah, from
no,
you
to
don't.
be fair.
No.
Righto. I'm gonna do mad rat skids and see if I can get.
What's the rat speed now? Actually, your speed is just 20 feet now.
Oh, what? I lose.
Makes sense. You've got tiny little rat feet.
True.
Pitter patter, pitter patter.
Yeah. Alright, let's do it.
Remember, you could turn into an owlbear. Because you have seen one of those.
Because of my small lung capacity, I am
No, that
going
would
to
be too
revert
big for him.
myself back.
Oh, true.
Back to my natural form. It's just too good to pass through this dank cloud. So basically, turn myself shapeshift out of rat form, and I'm just gonna take that big old inhale.
Yeah. So you pull the cloud back in and
she's
essentially dissipate it.
Yeah.
Let's
And
double
I've
click.
reverted my form.
Cool. Let me now if you double click on the rat, can you see your attributes?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Do you get up in the top right of it restore transformation up next to the X on your character sheet?
Polymorpher I've got, but I don't have a restore.
Okay.
Oh yes,
So-
I do. Here we go.
Yeah. So if you hit that, boom, you come
Bam!
back.
Sick.
Cool. Awesome. So you're in control of that now. Yeah. You stand there, sort of in the looking through the corridor. You can see Ymir, Thorendir, and Winfred. Well, Ymir and Thorendir sort of in locked in combat with some sort of undead orc. And over on the side is an archer, a hobgoblin with a bow and arrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he with Butchie's big hit? Oh, I kind of want to throw the old slingshot magic stone.
Sure.
Just give him a old what for. I'll show him what a towel's really made of. Where was he?
Cotton, mostly.
That's what you think.
14 will just hit as the cloud kind of dissipates or is reabsorbed, and with the sling you fire off a stone. Now, how much is that?
Damage.
Yeah,
Equal to a
1d6
D6.
plus your wisdom modifier. So d6 plus 3. If you could roll that for me.
Oh, D6. Oops.
So 6 damage total to the Hobgoblin. You've certainly pissed it off. As a sort of a magic
Well
rock,
done.
bit of that rock cracks into his head.
Nice. And it's, as we know, it's not just any ordinary rock. That shit's laced.
Yeah. The other dwarven ghoul starts sort of sauntering over to you, Ymir, and
Bitch.
so it's the
Looking mighty smug.
yes. I mean, most dwarves do, and even in ghoul, even in its life after death, looks incredibly smug. And is
rat
able to
gas.
get to you but not make any attacks. Pauly, you've seen the sort of the smoke cloud disappear from your vantage point. I don't think you could really even you kind of just make out Thorendir. If you
Yeah,
select your
just.
own token, yeah, I think you can kind of just make them out. But
Maybe Pauly should go into the kitchen, see if he can find a health potion.
Nah, it's all right. I'm gonna do me.
Pauly's gonna fucking
it.
die again.
Oh, mate, like if I stick around you guys, I still have the exact same
Well, he
chance
didn't.
anyway.
He didn't die. He was dead.
Come over towards me, brothers. I'll get you. I promise this
That's
time I
right.
will.
I'm sneaky boyd. That's all right. No, I don't know. Okay. Go there.
well, you can remember you can WASD to move around, so you can go one tile
That's
at a
what I'm
time
doing
that way.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Sweet
Ooh, there's
roll.
another room. There's another room here. What do these doors look like?
So these look like wooden doors. So the walls are refined stone, definitely carved and built, and even in some places bricked. And the torches along here, like every second torch is lit in the. You can see sort of a torch lit here, and some other light kind of bouncing off the areas. In front of you is a small table with a book left open. It has some more of those tasteful woodcuts and the I mean, it's got some articles in there too. I'm sure that are very interesting.
Pauly pockets the book for the articles.
Yeah, Hobgob Weekly. It's called Gobbers.
Gobbies
Gobbies Weekly.
Gobbies Weekly. Gobbies Weekly.
That's something I haven't read for a long time.
Yeah, there's it was open on the page of Ask Gobby Doctor.
Perfect.
And
adding Gobbies Weekly to my inventory.
yeah, issue 27. We're gonna see if you
that's
can
important. I'll start
complete the
collecting
set.
more.
Yeah.
Is it the swimsuit edition?
Gobbies.
It is
Gobbies Weekly.
it's the beach.
That was
it's
27. You said.
The beach edition.
Yeah, let's go 17. Let's go 17 because I'm not sure I really want to commit to 30 issues of this thing. Issue 17 though, we'll say 17 of 20 is and we'll see if we can keep this thread going. This is certainly the beach edition. It's the sort of
Gob
beach
watch?
side. Yeah.
Love me some beach gobbies.
Love the gob watch.
I'll use my bonus action to dash. I forgot that I can also do my cunning action and then also move another 25 feet.
Yeah. You're very nimble.
Mm-hmm.
So where did you started somewhere back here? So you're coming. So your total, you've got 60 feet of movement, effectively. Is that right? I don't-
25 feet in total for walking, so 75 in total.
Oh yeah, because you can. Because
I can
as
do
your cunning
3.
action, you can dash, but then
I
can you
can.
dash again? I assume so.
I don't think you couldn't. It's my
Sure.
cunning action.
I'll let you get 3 sets of movement in, which is 75, right? I'll allow that to happen for sure. So you can see what you can see here. Obviously, there's sort of a corridor lined with doors. A door of corridors, if you will.
Interesting. Well, I'm just gonna go up to here.
Cool.
I think I'm sliding to the wall. I am. Oh, there they go. Done.
Yes, you make your way quietly along the corridor here. Go away. Onto your left, you see a couple of storage cabinets and shelves, and this corridor itself looks relatively lit, as well as there's some lit torches in the rooms beyond.
I'll end my turn because I couldn't do any more than that.
Yeah. Very wise, Winfred.
Yes.
There's a hobgoblin firing arrows at you, but there's also Ymir dealing with a couple of ghouls.
Ymir looks like he's got the situation sorted. I'm gonna take out this this hobgoblin here. Same thing. I'm just gonna fucking RKO this guy out of nowhere and hit him with Bear Claws Raging.
Mhm.
In case anybody didn't know, fun fact about Winfred is he also doubles as a professional wrestler.
And his name is John C.
I'm so happy that somebody cottoned onto that. Thank you so much. Yeah, 9 damage.
You tear into this hobgoblin. It is still standing, but looking quite rough as it actually drops the longbow and draws a dagger for this sort of close quarters fight.
Son of a bitch.
Thorendir.
Okay, Thorendir, noticing quite the historical reference and, endearing as what he's just seen and the words he heard in his mind, quickly notices the rushings of the hobgoblin behind him and quickly turns and launches the old crossbow, which does nothing.
Flies, and then your arrow sort of,
Yeah.
but your bolt cracks into the wall, dislocating an old tile that was quite rotted. It falls to the floor and shatters.
Oh, shit.
Does it distract the hobgoblin? Just enough for me to get one quick jab in, one on the chin.
There's a
Left,
veteran.
right, good night.
It's a veteran. This. Oh well, I mean, it may distract him. We'll see what his attack roll looks like when it comes to his turn.
But of hearing the words he heard in his head before, Thorendir quickly after missing that shot goes, shit. But yells out in old tongue of Dwarven. Yells out, "Guardian of this place! We are no mere raiders or pirates." And Thorendir whips out his skull of pedigree and goes, "The name is Thorendir Grimsbane, heir to the Grimsbane fortune, mightiest of the Dwarven lords. And I say, I'm not here to raid this, but to take the name back for the Earth Crunchers, now named the Rock Seekers."
The spectator, which was sort of moving its eye stalks around, watching kind of the room, but also floating around and still kind of looking at pieces of the forge and the anvil and whatnot, at your proclamation, sort of turns all of its tension towards you, floating on its side a little bit, cocked to the side a little bit, as it says, sorry, I'm just reading.
Also, ancient dwarvish language is much quicker language than obviously the common. So
Yeah.
in 6 seconds.
Yeah, they like as the new dwarven language happened, they, unlike us where we shorten everything into to deliver language faster, the dwarves like made it longer. They added more stuff. The ancient dwarven language was really quick. It was just all memes and in jokes, and people saying PogChamp and stuff. Like a lot of message was conveyed in like one word. Whereas, like newer dwarfish, they're much more. They spell it out for you. Every noun has possessives and genders and stuff that they have to allocate. It's crazy.
Like, essentially, I just said, Keck Champ, we OG. Let's party on Santa.
That's right.
and just ended with a lit.
Yeah.
Bam.
You've got to type that out in the game chat now.
Yeah, I wanna see see what this looks like. So give me a persuasion check here. I'm gonna give you advantage on it for sure because you're this is your wheelhouse, right? And I love what this is. So it's not gonna be. I don't think it's yes.
Party on Lambo, please. And you want a persuasion?
Yes, please, with advantage.
Ymir takes
Well,
one.
I don't even need to roll with
confusion damage.
advantage. Is a 23 good enough?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think that was definitely a 23 worthy comment. I almost the voice in your head from this creature seems to say, "Oh, the masters are back. We've done our job. We've protected the items as per the agreement. The giant orc with you, or is he a pirate as well? Is he here to steal?"
The orc, or you mean Ymir?
He's referring to Ymir. He kind of gives you a description, like he doesn't say
sorry,
like
sorry.
giant man. You get more because it's like a mental transmission of knowledge.
yeah.
You get like almost like an image of Ymir.
Mm-hmm. And then Thorendir, obviously, are we now mind talking? Because Thorendir
Yep.
can just talk to him one-on-one, like no one will hear me.
Yeah, so he seems to be projecting his thoughts into your brain and picking up on your. He's created a connection here.
Yeah. Well, I can talk back to it without anyone hearing either.
Yeah, he's got the Celly, he's got that Motorola.
And
hit the
Thorendir,
connect.
obviously, is this still ancient Dwarvish, or are we common again?
It's sort of beyond language because it's a
Beyond
mental
mental imagery? Yeah.
Yeah.
And essentially, Thorendir mental projects sort of what's happened with Gundred and like his cousin and how he's trying to reclaim the Rock Seeker, or what back in time would have been the Earth Clenchers title, and we're here to clean out. And I project the party, so it'll be Ymir, Winfred, Pauly, and Pauly. And Thorendir goes, and then we project like this, like the bugbears, the hobgoblins that have taken over the other areas, and we're like, we're here to vermin out these filth and presume the honor for my cousin Gundred to take up and make the Rock Seekers, the Earth Clenchers, back to become one of the main dwarven lords of old.
You sort of get a vision and audio back into your brain. And all this sort of happens in an instant, right? Like the power of thought.
Yeah.
You get
Transcend space and time.
that's right. It's a little bit wibbly wobbly, and you feel the ideas form in your brain of, yes, well, I don't know about any of that, but we've kept our agreement. The place is a little bit overrun, I'll admit, but we've kept away thieves. There's no thieves here. We're keeping them away. There's a bloody river captain, boat person, fucking ghosts, whatever. But don't worry, we kept to our agreement, and that's what's most important. That's right. This guy needs a name. This guy was. Perfect. Ompod in chat. I'm Mr. Ompod, and we,
Ompod, yeah.
Mr. Ompod, we kept our agreement. Our agreement was with the was it the Earth Crushers? What was that? The Earth Graspers?
Earth Crunchers.
Earth Crunchers.
Earth clenches.
Clenches, that's right.
Clenches,
Butt
that's
butt
it.
clenching. Yeah, good. How did I forget?
Because I did the fist, like clench a fist. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Earth clenches.
Earth Clenchers. He said, well, our deal was with the Earth Clenchers, but you appear to be their representative. Well, I think that's fine. Yes, that all tracks. then you are who our agreement was with. And at that sort of the ghouls kind of stand down somewhat.
Yeah, and Thorendir, obviously mental telepathy thing back into his head, goes, I speak for the Earth Clenchers. We have been mighty families for generations. Back to the name Grimsbane first bore root upon rock and gem, on anvil and hammer. And I say you have kept your oath. Now it is in the last part of your duty. Your oath shall be held and completed. We just have to wipe out the remnants that's left in this gorgeous, well kept and protected, some would say, over the millennia of time. We'll clear it and give honor to your duty.
You can see sort of what may pass for a smile on this creature's face. It's kind of hard to tell with its big old tongue and fucked up look about it. It certainly looks like some kind of aberration, not of this world horror creature. But it seems, pleased that it is fulfilled, or it is fulfilling its duty, and sort of the task that it was, you're not sure, assigned, created for, or set to. It seems to feel this kind of overwhelming sense of that it is valued, because it has been recognized to be doing the thing that it is supposed to be doing. We move past it to the archer, though. He's going to stab the bear.
Bit of a long turn.
I'm telling you right now, this guy's going to be fucking... This is not going to go well for you, son.
Definitely was distracted by the bolt.
Yes, definitely distracted by the bolt. The ghouls take a step back and kind of stand down as we get to Ymir.
Is this creature in front of us, the old mate Greeny boy over here, is this a creature that Ymir might have seen in his travels?
Excellent question.
Like the race of this creature, or the kind of beast it is? Beast, or whatever you want to call it?
It's certainly not a... what is Ymir's relation to, like, the elder gods and things from the far realm?
Well, Ymir's more like a monster hunter, so anything that seems as a monster to him, or if he's come across it, tried to kill it or been attacked by it.
Yeah.
I think Ymir's like, he's got a wide sort of scope of knowledge when it comes to otherworldly beings and monsters.
Yeah, sort of things that would be hunted by people looking to seek that kind of fame and whatnot. Tell you what, give me a survival check, since you are trained in it, and we'll see what
we get.
Yeah, we'll see what we get, and we'll kind of see if this is one of those things that Ymir remembers from. Nope.
Ymir don't remember shit. Ymir looks over his shoulder at like Thorendir and just goes, "Seems like a cool guy."
Yeah, Thorendir puts his hand on him, like would-be shoulder, but technically probably thigh, and goes, "Stand down! They're ancient specters dealing with the rock seekers' treasures. They will help us focus back to the hobgoblins and the enemies of this world."
Well, Ymir goes, "Okay, works for me." Jumps over the... Wait, you go to movement again. Jumps over
but also when Thorendir
actually.
said treasures, he also
There we go.
did wink at Ymir.
Yeah, well, Ymir just, only taking stand down at his word, jumps off of the stairs at this motherfucker that just stabbed our bear friend. The bear friend who doesn't quite like Ymir at the moment, and tries to redeem himself. And
Failed miserably.
Whoa.
no, he's got 2 rolls. You got to remember.
Well, I mean, the first attack goes a little bit wide. Perhaps the vault over the banister and past the sort of stone statue of a knight threw him off his balance, because remember, Ymir is incredibly strong too strong right now. Not used to this incredible strength. I think you vaulted yourself too far.
He didn't even vault. He just jumped from one spot and did a superhero landing with his axe.
Superhero landing.
And in his berserker rage, in his frenzy, comes back with the backhand of the great axe, having missed the first strike, but the second strike lands true, and describe to me what that looks like as this hobgoblin breathes his last.
So Ymir just superhero landings with his axe, misses down low. What I like to think is the axe comes down between Winfred and old mate. And then as he goes to prop himself back up, swings the axe back up from lower right sort of to top left, just like slicing it in half.
The old uppercut of fucking great axe.
Axe cut.
Axe cut, yeah, fucking hell.
We'll
Cool.
call that one the axe body spray.
Oh,
Well
Very
done.
good.
jeez.
Well
Okay.
done.
Okay.
Up a fucking audience, like.
Hold on. Ymir
Tatts Tarasques
takes
filmed in front of a live.
Ymir takes 2 psychic damage for that. for
that's-
stroking his own ego with half his soundboard there.
I think
I'm not using my soundboard. That wasn't me.
It was me.
Just want to let you know that.
That's
Was
fine.
not Ymir.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, there we go. Well, he's still got to take the 2 damage now because
Yeah,
it's
I think-
how much you paying Aaron? How much you paying Aaron, Brad?
crisp high fives.
As Ymir, you rescue your hopefully soon to be friend again. And
Well,
is
no,
there?
He doesn't even care. He takes his other 10 feet and just goes to walk away. Just to
Okay,
relax.
so
Winfred,
Is there-
Winfred turns around to Ymir and just says, "You stole my kill!"
Welcome.
and walks in the other direction.
Tally.
Well,
In
But
fact,
did that
we're sort of
plan-
a little bit out of initiative at the moment, but we'll stick with this kind of ordering, but we won't stick too strongly to harsh movement limits and things like that, because at the moment we're back out of combat, if that makes sense.
Ymir comes.
yeah,
Just don't wander too far. But what does Tally do as he sort of sees this carnage, or the leftovers of the carnage?
Well, he's only thinking about his companion right now, Thorendir, and looking pretty hurt. So he's gonna make a mad dash.
You
I
got any
reckon.
of them potions, bro, that you promised someone else, but I'm definitely gonna take.
And he's gonna use the old rather than the old potion.
Oh.
You can have one of Tally's concoctions here. And I'm gonna give you the old cure wounds. I think.
Ooh. Oh, baby. Oh.
My mind's telling me no,
Okay, all right, settle
As I
down.
reach
kids.
out,
but my body,
reach out.
body's telling me
Why does it say Tav is exhausted? And
Yeah,
Tav...
no, I
Have
have
you-
the wrong tab open.
Have you already renamed your character? You've already given up on this one.
No. That's my other character sheet. I'm still working
Okay.
on that character.
All right. Well,
That's
you know, let's focus. Let's focus up on this character.
Yeah, it's focused. It's focused. I've already paid for my character token, by the way.
That's true.
So anyway, I reach out and give old Thorendir the old sly handshake with a little bit of extra on the side.
Oh,
The old
bad.
businessman's grip.
some would say a
Here you
Mexican
go,
grip.
buddy. Take this. This will cure those wounds. And as a bonus action, I'm going to move away from the door.
All right.
That's me done.
Cool. Pauly, you're still sort of wandering around these corridors here, walking past these doors, and up ahead you see.
Alphon has... Sorry.
I did. I have.
It's not updating. Oh wait, now
Shouldn't-
it does. Now that I
Yeah.
hit escape.
All,
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead there, damn daddy.
all good. So, Paulie, you're kind of making your way through this corridor past all these doors. Up ahead, you see the corridor forks into a sort of T junction. What do you do?
I'll go up to the T junction, just to have a look. Because I'm at this point, I'm just scouting. I've heard, like, I feel like, well, actually, you should probably tell me this. Can I roll perception to see if I can hear the end of the fighting?
Mhm.
Probably not.
You're somewhat
really good.
distracted by you hear sort of the 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 faint crash of waves. That
Ooh, so now I'm excited.
yeah, there's sort of the sound of water crashing onto stone.
What the fuck
What the
is
fuck
that?
is that?
You see a figure, sort of somewhat illuminated by and from behind, a semi-transparent figure, standing there amongst the surf, arms crossed.
Oh, thanks. I choose life.
And
I'll
let's see if
kill
I
it.
can see if I can find a picture of him here.
I'm guessing he doesn't see me because I'm sneaky boy.
He doesn't seem to turn to you, and is sort of looking off in
Into the waves.
yeah, looking wistfully off into the ocean. And let me.
I like this ghost. He's my kind of guy.
He he actually has quite an outfit, so he doesn't quite look like what the token is, right? He has a look about him. He's got a like a tricorn hat, puffy sleeves, and sort of a ghost sash about his waist.
Ooh, hey. I mean, look. Obviously, being the sailor that I am, and we do love telling ghost stories. Could I run history on this bad boy?
Yeah, to see if you can get any.
Any info on who he is?
Sure.
Oh, I thought I thought there was a 20. It showed 20 on mine.
Yeah, but see
Unfortunate.
a 12.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, and
Ba-boom.
then I looked at it. I was like, oh damn.
You yeah, you don't get the name of it. It sort of tickles your mind that this this ghost looks familiar, but you're not sure which sort of which of the old stories this is. This definitely seems to be some kind of ghost pirate captain, though.
Okay.
But did he see all that he could see?
From now on, can we call the Ghost Captain Long John Schooners?
From now
Potentially.
on, when somebody makes shit jokes, can we make them take a D4 of psychic damage?
We'll be here all day, mate. I'll be rolling dice all day.
We'd all
Excuse
die
me.
within the first encounter.
Excuse me. Shit jokes is why I play D&D.
That's right. Shit jokes power D&D. That's
All right, fine. The person who makes the shit joke gets a point of inspiration, and everyone else takes a D4 of damage.
Done. Let's go. I got a
Jesus.
whole sheet.
So, Paulie, do you remain sort of skulking in the shadows? I think off to your west, you can see the spectator that I described before, the sort of ball of tentacles with eyes.
Yeah. Those doors that I walked past before. Is
Mhm.
there any chance that I could peek into them without opening the door? Is there like a little a keyhole?
Potentially.
I'm gonna do that for the first door.
Okay. Give me a perception check to kind of see what you can take a look at in there.
15.
Yeah, so you I'll open the door for you here. You get a bit of a cheeky peek in. There are 2 sleeping humans in here.
Humans.
Yeah. Does that not? Oh, I guess because there's no like active light shining in.
I can't see
Um,
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me try and move you a little bit here. Yeah, you can't really even see into the gloom because the lights don't really cast any light in there, but you can
God, I
hear.
need some dark vision goggles.
Yeah, I'll say that you can hear the sound of heavy breathing of 2 separate rhythms here.
Okay.
Wow.
Look, with the things I have learned, I'll probably make my way back to check on the party, but I won't go around through that way because that wouldn't make any sense. I'm not going to go
Mhm.
past the eyeball creature, and I'll go back and join the rest of the party to explain what I've seen.
Yep. Cool. So we'll go back sort of to the top of the round. We'll go through Winfred, Thorendir, and then Ymir.
Well, once I've explained it, can I have a short rest?
Well, it depends. So whilst you're making your way stealthily back to the rest of your party,
I can't seem to walk back that way.
are you
Oh,
probably
that's right. There's a wall right there.
Yeah.
I have to
So
go around that.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Winfred, what are you up to as your as I imagine your rage starts to wear down?
I am gonna have a bit of post-rage aftercare and find myself a snack.
Okay.
So I'm
Good.
gonna go check at this table first, and I'm gonna do a perception roll. See if I find anything.
This
Just
is
a
a
normal one.
Not even a schnoz roll?
No.
Can-
I'm just
can-
gonna use my eyeballs.
Can he even schnoz roll while raging? Like, is the blood up in his schnoz? He can't get
Fucking
the.
hope not. That'd smell horrible. Just a normal roll. A 16. Do I find any snacks at the table?
Yes. So just despite Tally having not found anything, there is sort of a piece of chicken, a sort of a maybe even a turkey leg that Thorendir had broken off and thrown into a bowl.
There better not be cranberry sauce with it.
Dope.
Um,
That's all I'm saying.
I'm
if it's
gonna
turkey-
sit down at this bench here and just like creak, just like you just hear this bench creak as a 1,800-pound bear sits down on it, and I'm gonna chow down on a turkey leg.
Oh, they made
it's
them
a-
up.
Freak. They're
Yeah,
made
it's like a
of stone.
solid stone bench.
Well, you hear the stone fucking creak. Shut up. alright?
Do we have free roam at the moment? Is that what's going on?
Uh, A little bit, but I'm sort of going through each person first to kind of let them do what they do to wrap up at the end of the combat, and then we'll get into sort of full free form. Thorendir.
Thorendir firstly approaches the amalgamation, the spirit from a different plane, Spectre, the guardian of these ruins. And but as he walks past, he does look at the dead dwarf that Ymir cleaved its head off, and the one that bit Ymir, and sees as he had because they all had raggedy, rotten armor away and all that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But did he see any sort of single piece of clothing or arting that actually bore the Earth Clench's signia that he could give to Gundren to be like, we found these ruins and you need to reclaim your ancient lands?
Yeah, in fact, on the benches and tables around here, there are a number of sort of items in terms of weapons and armor. Now, a lot of them don't have any kind of dwarven insignia on them, apart from sort of a almost like a maker's mark. They don't. It's more like a built by or made in Earthclencher, not this is but you do see you're able to see like a patch that does have the old Earthclencher coat of arms on it, and absolutely you're able to. The leather's a little bit old; it hasn't been taken care of. You probably it needs to be oiled and whatnot, and kind of get some life back in it. But
I'm not sort of looking for anything that would give me any it's literally just something to give Gundren.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find like a little vest that kind of pairs with it, and someone could sew that together for him for sure.
Sweet. Yeah, and Thorendir. Actually, I could put more movement than that. Would go over to the creature, and we'll just start having words and be like, for how many eons that my dear guardian of these lands have you procured and protected my ancestors' home?
Mr. Ompod sort of looks at you a little bit unclear, as if he doesn't kind of understand the question, in terms of, and he says back, how long? Well, we've always been here. We did the. This is what we were assigned to do. There is no before, there is no after. It's just this.
Ah, the old infinity has no beginning and infinity has no end, so to speak, there.
We were brought here from a place beyond time. And when our job can no longer be done, we will go there again.
Wow, I did also hear you speaking of ghostly pirates. Please inform me more. Who else inhabits these lairs?
Yes.
saw-
Jeez, yes. There's pirates trying to steal from the items. They must not leave this room. That was very clear. That was very clear on the contract when it was. They made it very clear to Mr. Ompod that the items that were being worked on were not to leave the room until they are completed. And when they are completed, they are meant to go to their new rightful owners. That's right. And we've made that happen. We've made sure that's happened. But the pirates trying to steal the treasures. They're trying to steal the items before they're finished and after they're finished. That's not right. They're not allowed to do that.
I understand there. And Thorendir yells out to the rest of the party, Oi, lads, ain't be no taking items out of the room until we get Gundren in here and he gives the okay.
As we do that, then we kind of pan across to Ymir as the rage begins to subside and the exhaustion starts to take over. At least that first level of exhaustion. Ymir, what does that look like on your end?
Ymir just sort of walks in and down. He doesn't give a shit about anything that's going on anymore. He's like, wanders around a little bit.
You see on these benches a number of out in the open, like a lot of tools, a lot of smith's tools and things like that. Obviously, a couple of big anvils, and you can see the smallest of little green flames in the forge itself. And on these sort of weapon racks, there appears to be in different states of make and finish. A couple of different weapons and armor and things like that. To your north, as you begin to sort of walk up here, the lethargy kind of taking over, you notice a big what appears to be a sort of a big door to your north, and you leap over a channel that once maybe housed water, but now is bone dry, and that channel kind of leads out to the northeast and the northwest.
Can Ymir try to see or hear if there's anything going on the other side of this door?
Sure, give me a perception check. Now
Yeah,
I was gonna say you're at disadvantage because of your level of exhaustion as well. But a 7 is also pretty terrible. The only thing you can kind of hear beyond the pounding, what sounds like the pounding of waves, or maybe that's your own heartbeat, and the blood pounding in your ears as
just drops it.
and sort of sits down. Cool. So anyone else who's doing something relatively interesting is, or I guess I'll touch on Pauly, who's kind of wandered into the room. Pauly, what are you up to?
Yeah, I want to ask the like a fucking monster dude, like, what's up with the captive in the kitchen? I'm really interested to find out what's going on. So I just kind of like wobble over and not even really paying too much attention as to sort of, what everyone else is doing, but more on my own little mission at the moment because I want those cookies.
Mhm. So you ask this creature, "What about the prisoner in the kitchen?" And Mr. Ompod says, "We do not know of a kitchen. We only know the forge."
Okay, cool. So I kind of just like straight away, I like.
"What is a
don't care
kitchen?" And like it asks you as you walk away.
anymore. I
Thanks,
wanna
Sally.
say-
It's going to be asking itself for eons and millennia for the rest of time. What is kitchen?
Uh,
this kitchen you speak of?
yeah. Can I do a perception check for a key or something to break the door down?
Yeah.
Mad.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, that was so close to a 19.
You go back to the door and sort of try it again, and then go, "Oh wait, yeah, it's locked. Shit.
That's a critical fail.
What did I come in here for?"
Winfred
all
sort
I
of looks
can-
up. Winfred sort of looks up at this like walking fucking magic carpet and says, "How much of that smoke did I inhale?"
Oh, that's right. This is their first meeting.
Yeah. Apart
So-
from
No,
him
we've met-
like swatting away my hand as I'm trying to shake shake fucking Winfred's
That's-
hand. This is our first time meeting. For all intents and purposes, like I'm just watching a magic carpet fucking walk around on 2 feet, stubs, corners, whatever.
Did you know he can show you the world?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I should probably take that off.
That's right.
Yeah, you know what? Let's see then. I just really want those cookies. I'm gonna do my little transformation again.
You know, there's an 1,800-pound bear sitting behind you, right?
Yeah, that Towley doesn't think of these things, he gets his mindset and he doesn't think logically. He thinks irrationally and he just
How
just-
exactly
just
does
does.
Towley think? He doesn't
doesn't.
exactly have a brain, does he?
It just doesn't. All right,
He's just
that's the
fucking
reason.
two-dimensional.
Yeah. So can I do my little thing and transfer back? But
Here you go.
yeah.
So you crawl back into the room. The goblin you saw in there before is sort of hidden, though you can kind of see him and smell him, but appears to be sort of cowering underneath the table again still.
All right. I kind of feel like this is going to be a duel because I want those cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I transform out back to my normal self.
Oh, okay, yep. So so restore that transformation. There's sort of a yelp from the goblin as you come back into your full towel form, and at that yelp, the mushrooms actually that are in the bowl sort of wiggle, and a bunch of spores fly into the air.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm gonna need you to make a
Spore saving throw.
yeah.
What now?
I'm joking.
I'm not. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Constitution save throw.
Connie boy. Big
What
fat
what die is that?
Constitution. It should be a button on D&D.
Yeah. So you hit Constitution and then hit saving throw.
Is that a skill or is it something else? Oh, hang on, I found it. Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay. So this sort of gas fills the room, or these spores go up and go in the room. For a moment there, though, you and this goblin kind of just staring at each other as the spores sort of settle on both of you. You breathe in the spores somewhat, but neither of you seem affected by them.
Not the effect that I usually like from mushrooms, but nonetheless. Can I can
It,
I
do you
try?
speak Goblin at all?
No. Can I can I try and intimidate this creature?
Yeah.
You're a towel.
Like puff out, like just
Puff out
show
what? You're
show
a
him
towel.
showing me fibers. Like I've got I've got it going on.
Sure. He's already a little bit scared, so I'll let this happen for sure. You do not. No. You are not scared in the slightest. Let's see though. Let's see how scared he gets. So you've turned from like a rat into a towel, and he's yelped and then gone in Goblin. Hang on, I'm not scared of you, big
That's
big
less
rat.
scary than the rat.
Yeah, I was scared of rats, but
Starts rubbing his hands on me.
yeah, he stands up. He's got an apron on that says "Kick the Cook," and and he says, "No rats in the kitchen. Get out, rat, get out, you little
We're
rat."
stuck in here now, mate.
And he sort of walks over to the door, unbolts it, and sort of tries to shoo you out, going, "Get out of Splug's kitchen! This is Splug's kitchen! No rats! We keep it clean, Well, he's saying it in Goblin, I guess, so you can kind of get the feel of it as he sort of...
Right, so he's the cook of the kitchen. That's why there's so much out here. This is his like little domain, like.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What's the dude's name? Sponge? Did you say?
you hear it's what sounds like Splug.
Splug. Right.
He waves a finger at you, like menacingly, cautioning.
I don't have. Oh, don't do that. I was just trying to see if there's something I could offer him, but I don't have anything that he would probably want because me herbs are all gone. Guess I could just roll up a fatty out of this mistletoe and just see if he's keen to have a bit of a toke, just to chill him out a bit. He's wigging out. He's in a kitchen all day. He doesn't have the opportunity to see what's going on in the world.
All right, give me that nature
so-
check to see what the roll's like. Like how crisp is this fatty?
Oh, it's the dankiest of dank. No, apparently not.
You go to roll it, and it's just you actually you know what you go to roll it, and you're all out of mistletoe. You're all out of no sprigs. It looks like you smoked it all, buddy. You've been in that hot box for days.
Does this goblin unbolt the door and open the door?
And it's
to a
trying to
bear
sort of
sitting at his front table.
is trying to shoo Tally out. He pokes his head out, sees you munching away there, and I would say, especially as Tally looks kind of, or as Tally goes to pull out his stash, finds he has none. Tally, do you let this goblin kind of sort of shove you out as if it's kind of pushing you out of the kitchen kind of thing, or do you stand your ground?
God, no! I want those cookies, motherfucker.
All right.
I'm all about the cookies. Like, you got to remember, I've just gotten out of a 3-day smoking sesh from a little bag. Like, I've been rolled up, smoking bongs all day.
This is gonna be the most pathetic athletics contest to see if this goblin can kind of push you out of this kitchen.
This is great. No!
So-
You mean first go.
So the goblin tries to push you out, sees that you won't move, but in that motion kind of looks out, sees the bear sitting at the table, rooting around in the food, stuffing his face, and then you hear sort of a Waluigi, and like he grabs a tray and kind of angrily staring at you, starts like packing a couple of things onto the tray, shoves it into your hands, and points outside at the bear as if like, go deliver this. go take that to the table. If you're gonna be here, you gotta bust tables.
I'm gonna try and persuade him into putting some cookies in that pile, so I can get them.
Okay,
Oh my god.
give me that. Oh! The old natty 20 -1. Yeah, so you can smell those cookies. You kind of make gestures at the cookies, and he's sort of like exasperated. Is like, okay, goes over, gets like a plate, gets the sort of pulls, puts on the little some sort of leather gloves, almost blacksmith's gloves, pulls them out of the oven onto the table, puts the tray on the table, and starts sort of putting them onto the plating up the thing. So now you've got this sort of plate of cookies. There's a haunch of meat, sort of a honeyed ham. And a loaf of bread with sort of fresh-ish butter, and a couple of vegetables. And he sort of pops all that on the tray and sort of points out at Winfred.
Alright, cool. Yeah, and I reciprocate and head over towards Wilfred, and as a offering for our first encounter, I take the cookies and provide the rest to Wilfred as a.
Did you just,
Winfred with an N.
did you just fat Tony the fucking goblin? Like, we hear about the little matter of the cookies. My wife, she keeps going, where are the
Where are
cookies?
the cookies?
Why haven't you got the cookies? Where are the cookies? Hear about the little matter of the cookies.
I was just grateful that with a -1 persuasion, I got the cookies.
Did you try to shove you out of the kitchen? You're just like, yeah, okay, but what's that little
Yes, you
matter
can,
about the
but
cookies?
cookies.
And to show you we're serious, you have 20 minutes. To show you we're really serious, you have 5 minutes.
So whilst that's going on, Pauly has kind of perched himself, it looks like, sort of on a stone bench next to this imposing guardian statue, and is picking dried blood out of his feathers. What else is Pauly up to?
I'll actually go talk to Thorendir and tell him about the ghost sailor I found. Go through it that way and then up. I do, yeah. There we go. Thorendir, see you guys did a pretty damn good job
Just
of
comes
sorting
out of
everything
stealth.
out.
Gosh, shit, fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, I don't actually think I'm. I like to think of it like this, right? I don't actually think I'm being that stealthy. I just kind of like subconsciously meld into like the dark.
Like, have you ever seen like when like a bird will just like flatter its wings randomly and like someone gets scared? Like,
Yeah.
that's probably just flatter its wings. Just, hey, Thorendir, what's up? It's like, fuck. Give me Pauly.
We gotta put a bell on you
Oh,
or
man.
something.
We need to put a bell on you. Exactly. Like, shit. Pauly, what did you see in your little journey? I saw you disengaged and paffed off magically into the night.
Well, I needed to preen my feathers because I'm pretty damn hurt. But,
Me too. I come to beating. I had an ancient dwarven brethren take a chunk out of my arm. It's still bleeding.
it just won't stop. Right, I went little stairs to the right of where we entered for the hall. And
Now, yes, tell me what your
I found a
Aaraockra
corridor.
see.
I found a corridor, and
By golly, a corridor?
there was some humans
corridor?
sleeping in some of the doors behind. Now I only checked one,
Humans.
but
Were they the of the chained up variety? Because we're in
no.
building Ooh.
As far as I couldn't see them because my paradise don't do too well in this mines. That's why we use you for this.
Them young
But
Aaraockra
I did hear the calming breaths of sleep humans. So I still think they're resting away in there. But also more intriguing, as I went further up the corridor, I saw a ghost,
A ghost, you say?
a pirate ghost, just staring off into
Oh.
the crashing waves just above us here on the right.
Mm,
He
Normally
looks
one,
cool as fuck.
normally one would be surprised when hearing about pirate ghosts, but I've been speaking to the guardian of the forge, of the ancient rock seekers. No, yeah, no.
Mr. Ompod says, "You've seen the ghost pirate. We have to. He's been a thorn in our side. If I had a side, he'd be a thorn in it." And
And at this point, does Pauly go, fuck?
Yeah.
also,
I
Pauly's
saw it.
Pauly's
I
walked
saw him
right
before.
past two ghouls as well. Like,
yeah, I didn't think Pauly just comes in Thorendir. It's just like,
Look,
oh yeah, I've been
if they're
talking to
not-
the guardian.
If they're not
No.
attacking me, give them like evening, hello, how are we?
Yeah, okay.
No,
well, I guess we
saw,
all look weird.
what's
considering
all
you're a
this fuss?
pirate.
It's kind of like a Jack Sparrow to stagger in,
Yeah.
you know, walking into complete danger without any awareness that I'm in danger.
Yeah. But like, I guess because you actually are like an Aaraockra, humanoid things like zombie dwarves and like also like whatever old mate is. It's just like it's not too far to stretch to be like it's the world we live in.
So, has anybody noticed that like this old ghouly looking dude thing is like said that the pirates have been raiding all their stuff? Why don't we just kind of lure the pirate in,
Was
and
that,
then
that was,
like all attack
was-
it as a group?
I would say that. But I was just about to get to Pauly being like, yes, the guardian of here has told me about that, but I say I'm much too spent now after getting here. That while we're in the area that is guarded by this guardian and his ancient friends, I suggest you take time to have a nap for the night and maybe get those
see,
pirates in the morning.
my only worry is those sleeping humans. I don't think they'll be sleeping the whole time we get to sleep.
But we
and it's
have
it's
my
about
friend-
midday now by your reckoning.
midday. Oh shit.
Hmm. So I don't think I just don't think that like they'll stay awake. And if they wake up and they find us in here,
Well, maybe we have a quick rest to get the blood out of one's feathers and take the guardianship of the spectre that guards the forge.
yeah, all right, sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm also mostly saying that because it's 10:40. I got work in the morning.
Yeah.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Sure. All right, so I guess we'll kind of wrap it up there as the gang at least settles in. Well, Pauly's already taken a short rest, so the whole gang takes about an hour. Is going to be taking at least an hour. In fact, if I assume everyone's doing that, and in that time, Ymir, your strength potion, the strength leaves you and leaves you with an incredible kind of hangover. Your arms feel noodly and weak. What was your strength before the potion?
14.
14?
14
Total?
plus- oh, wait. 17.
17.
7.
Cool. Right.
17 plus 3.
Yep, so you got the +3 strength. Yep, cool.
Do you want us to do hit die or recover maximum HP with short rest? I don't remember what you do.
Hit dice for short rest.
Hit
So you got to
dice?
spend hit dice
yeah.
to and I believe Pauly's done 1, but you have 3
Yeah.
total because this is you are 3rd level, and you sort of take the hour to eat and relax. And Winfred spend hit dice as well. The
Cool.
Splug keeps bringing you out sort of more and more food until you're mostly stuffed.
Can we rest for 2 hours?
You can spend as many dice as you like in the 1 hour.
Oh, okay, right, cool.
I got
Oh,
a
yeah, dope.
10 and a
So,
10.
Oh yeah, dope.
so I don't have to use any
Stop
because
the
it
balloon.
helps you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But you need to use a short rest. Oh, you don't need to use hit dice.
But if
hold
you
on.
Recovery.
you
Hold
should
on,
still yeah, you'd get your wild shape slots back, although I think the wild shape didn't actually take them away from you. So you just need to remember that next time to use those wild shape slots.
DM,
Mhm.
a quick question. I accidentally did the 10. The first hit dice already healed me to full health. I
Sure.
didn't actually need to roll the second one. Do you want me to keep me used to, or just one?
No, just use one. That's fine. I'm happy.
Alright, cool,
I'm happy
yeah.
with that. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you roll them one at a time anyway. It's not like you have to declare them all ahead of time. So happy to
Does my exhaustion
long rest.
drop off? Only long rest.
And it drops off by 1 on a long rest. So if you get multiple exhaustions, you get rid of them slowly.
Yeah, it's the same as like my my spell slots. I don't get them back after a short rest.
Correct. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed our session tonight. We're back in the cave. It was a lot of fighting and a lot of wandering monsters, thanks to Maddie, and then also some other monsters that you engaged in a fight with, but were able to talk your way out of.
Yeah, I honestly did not think they were going to be good guys. It's the first time I normally attack on sight. It's like some things that just talk to me in my mind. I'm like, oh, and zombies. I didn't think that would be good things. Like I was really surprised.
A beholder, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's very so at a meta level, a bit like to player knowledge, character knowledge. It's in the sort of beholder family. It's sort of like a smaller version of a beholder with less eyes.
So like a beholder kin.
Yeah, and it comes from that sort of aberration line of things. And look, Ymir had a terrible nature roll. Ymir's maybe heard of beholders, but this thing doesn't fit the bill, right? Like it's got too few eyes, so you don't really know what this is. But maybe you know that it probably has access to some similar stuff that beholders do.
That's kind of.
But this one's scrawny and gross.
Well, the thing that I was trying to get at, like metagame, like player knowledge level, like beholders are more like attack anything that's not like them, aren't they? Usually?
Yes, beholders are usually So player knowledge level, like beholders are usually paranoid as fuck and guard their lairs very jealously and kind of assume that because they think, because of the way they think everything is out to get them, and so they'll often attack first. But they have like disintegration beams and shit. Like they're
there's a reason I attacked without fucking answering questions first. It was like can't, and it's like when you said it saw me, I was like, just sort of whispered the cat.
Yeah.
Why didn't you let it disintegrate Ymir so that Tav could make an appearance? Tav's waiting in the wings.
After all the work I put into Tav will come, mate. Maybe. Well, I need to know a little bit about Tav to be able to.
I'll fill out the form again.
You've made the mistake of telling the DM you made another character sheet, so now he's never going to kill off Ymir.
Yeah, Ymir's going to get out of scrapes all the time now.
Unless Winfred's got anything to do with it.
Unless
Ymir
I
is
swear,
going to
Pauly.
be,
I swear, I have another character sheet. Please, Lord, don't kill Pauly.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, if Thorendir dies, I don't go another character. Like
I hate to disappoint, but Winfred has not got another character sheet. I did not think that far ahead.
No,
I
that's.
only came up with this the other day.
I think that's fine. Like, I think it's fine to obviously be fully invested in your character as well.
Oh, yeah. Especially because this is a homebrew class, and I'm sort of keen to see where it goes.
And there's an interesting phenomenon, especially like because we're all regular gamers, right? Like PC gamers and play a lot of video games. Like you're always the main protagonist. You almost never actually retreat. But this is a world in which sometimes you'll go up against things that are more powerful than you, and you need to either be clever or you need to know when to retreat. Now, obviously, an interesting character moment of Ymir, when raging, refuses to retreat. I think that is incredibly awesome, and it may become like an A-team thing where the team goes, shit, either we leave Ymir behind or we need to drug him to get him on this plane to bail him out, right? Like to get him out of here.
So hypothetically, in a totally hypothetical, may or may not happen, if I knock him the fuck out, just a clean one left, right, good night to the chin, and he goes out cold, would we be able to lift him?
No.
You might be able.
You've got to remember because of my encumbrance as well.
Yeah, he's very heavy.
Ymir has 400.
I'll tell you what, Ymir, if you refuse to retreat and I have to knock you out, I'm leaving your weapons behind.
Nope.
So that's another thing. Like
with what?
See, like it's easier to manage.
Great X that I can't lose now.
If you think about it, it's easier to manage this way, but technically you wouldn't probably be fighting with backpacks on. A lot of the time, like you kind of put your backpack down to fight, right? So yeah, but obviously we keep the backpack on you because it's a little bit easier that way, and Ymir can certainly carry a lot of things, but I think spatially he's probably at some kind of limit. Weight wise, he can carry things, but spatially he's certainly at a limit and has trouble going through doorways because of all the spears and javelins that are coming off in all angles. But
Nah,
yeah,
look, I totally get that. When I've got my armor on, I have to go sideways through doors. It's ridiculous. It looks
yeah.
so stupid.
Just like Piccolo has to go through sideways through doors, I imagine, with his shoulder pads. But there can certainly be a world where if you knock Ymir out somehow, I mean, he's already wearing incredibly heavy armor anyway, but you could go, yep, cutting his pack off and drag him with us. While raging, you have advantage on athletics. I think you can carry a lot more while raging anyway, Winfred.
I also have a +5 to athletics as well. So,
and look, there might be a
There's
world in
that.
which you guys find a handy haversack or a bag of holding at some point, and then Ymir can carry all the things he wants up to a certain level,
Hey.
and
I was
just keep
listening
put
to
him in the
this
hole.
I was listening to this other podcast where somebody gets, it's not a bag of holding, it's a fanny pack of holding. But he puts the fanny pack of holding over a vampire's head and then breaks the fanny pack of holding. So it
Yeah.
effectively cuts the vampire's head off and just sends it into the
Wow.
astral plane.
I
So
remember.
if we really need a motherfucker dead, I've got an idea.
Well, you should also never put a handy haversack or a bag of holding into a portable hole. So a portable hole is like a spell or something that, or like an item that can create a hole on objects that you can kind of pass through.
Is that like dividing by 0?
Yeah, it's like turning
Paradox.
it's like turning a bag of holding inside out or something. It kind of creates a small black hole that kind of wipes out everything around it. So yeah, it could be fun.
I mean, I'm sure with, like, Winfred's got pretty low intelligence but high wisdom. I
You'd
wonder
get
if
just-
he could figure that out on his own.
I think maybe you wouldn't know exactly the mechanics of it, but you definitely get the "this is bad juju" kind of feeling, you know.
Yeah, I
but,
like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Welcome back,
Like,
Pauly.
Winfred
Thank you for
can't
coming.
cast spells, but he's more than willing to fuck around with magical objects.
Yeah. We're glad to have you back. Back in the
no
saddle,
dramas.
as it were.
Thanks for having me. Like, sorry, I've been a bit busy the last couple of weeks.
Right, it's time. That time of year, you can't, especially with everything that's been going on.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I mean, we had the perfect narrative reason that you can just be carried around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe you
Yeah.
you just fold yourself up, or even in your little rat form now, you can just like hang out. And you've got access to a kitchen. You got some cookies. I hope you added that to your character sheet. You got a baker's dozen. So
I
a good
already ate
13. Oh, you already ate. Okay. Let me start a timer.
That would go on the minute I put that tray down.
Edibles take longer to kick in, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
So you got an hour. You've got an hour of short rest, and then after that, that's when they start kicking in. The longer it takes for them to kick in, too, you know you're in bigger trouble.
Yeah. Righto.
Cool.
Should be interesting.
Any other final comments from Pauly, Thorendir?
No, not really.
No, just about falling back and shit. I can tell you right now. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, like the not like metagame or anything here, but like in the other sort of campaign I'm playing, like we're sort of level 5 here. We're just over like almost level 6, I would say. But like we're doing a full fucking, I don't know, I'd say Attack on Titan wall battle with probably I'd say around about like 80 different enemies attacking the wall and shit. And oh fuck. Like yeah, like dungeons are fun and games, but like man, you gotta run away a lot.
Yeah.
Like oh fuck me.
And
Like
as
it was crazy.
As a DM, like I think when I first started, I did a lot more of just pure dungeon crawl. Like it's just you go into room, fight, because it is certainly easy to do that. But I've been trying to do a lot more recently of let's let's have a conversation, or like there is always another way out. There is always another way
Yeah.
through this thing, and maybe you end up getting tatted. Maybe you get a tramp stamp from a dragon. Maybe
Hey, let's get it.
maybe you talk to
Can
a
we make
weird
this
fucking
canon?
creature.
Can we make that canon that Ymir now has a tramp stamp?
No, it's on his
Agreed.
arm.
It's-
because
nah,
that was the whole
Green
Canonical
glowing
is the-
tramp stamp
He's got
of
it.
a dragon.
It was
Maybe-
on his arm.
Maybe when he gets to the next level, like, if you donate enough money to the Church of the Dragon, you get to go to the next level and get your Thetans tested.
I was
and
going to
then-
say, like, I would pay good money for Ymir to have a glowing green tramp stamp of a dragon above his
You
ass
never know.
cheeks.
It
Well,
could come
Property of-
eventually.
property of
I might
Venom.
end up.
Property of Venom, Chad.
He might end up being enthralled to another dragon. And then he
Tell you
might
what.
get another
Chad Daddy.
tattoo.
If one of you artistic types can draw a Venom Chad tramp stamp, or like a Venom a t-shirt design, but the logo, instead of being on the front top here like the MCDM logo, or like on the back at the top, it's just where the tramp stamp would be on a t-shirt. That'd be
I
great.
could do that.
Yeah, we'll get Dylan to wear that. I'll like, if someone can design it, I'll pay for that shirt with
understand.
Dylan's money, and then Dylan can wear it.
I don't think you understand. I've got 8 hours a day where I do fuck all, and I've got a lot of free time
I
and a
wish I
lot
had
of
that.
will and wit to fuck over Dylan.
Just, I will turn every ounce of my being towards fucking over Dylan. Look,
Yeah.
you gotta have hobbies.
Ymir attacks the bear. Well shouting, "You son of a bitch! I'll do it."
Oh man! Oh, you know what, Dan? I actually found something that I kind of I saw when I was
it up, boys.
researching.
I
Oh,
love
yeah,
you
of
all.
course.
Yeah, too easy.
See you, mate.
Catch
Um,
Hey, bro.
I was looking at the Storm Herald Barbarian, and I found that the first level Storm Herald, that effect that happens at the start of Rage happens as a bonus action every turn.
Oh, so you can kick it back in. Gotcha.
Yeah. So your aura has an effect that it enters when you rage, and you can activate the effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
That makes sense.
It's entirely up to you whether you want to keep it as it is, or because we've got like the randomness that's involved in it.
Mhm.
Because what ends up happening next, and I'm an idiot because I just closed the tab. Give me a second to bring that back up. Because what ends up happening at the next level, because you've got the Storm Aura and then you've got the Storm Soul.
Mhm.
At 6th level, Storm grants you benefits of the aura even if it isn't active. And I thought to myself, like, instead of having that inactive trait that's like resistance to fire damage, resistance to lightning damage, it could just be like, when it is active,
All right, I'm
now
out of
it
here
can
too,
do
boys.
this thing.
No
See you,
worries,
mate.
mate.
Later. Thanks for the games.
All G. Yeah, I'm happy.
Because that's at 6th level, so like that's still a while away. But I thought I'd run it by you whilst I had your attention.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I want to obviously stick it somewhat close, but to the rules as written, right? But we have this kind of randomness in it, which I think is great. The question is whether we want to have it that you activate it again, which changes the effect, right? We roll again, or is it once you start the rage, it is set, and then you can kind of reactivate that ability. That way, you know after the first activation, you know what it is, and you can kind of reactivate it at your choosing and move yourself accordingly, right? To sort of be in the spot to maximize it.
I suppose. I mean, I do like the randomness. It actually adds a little bit of fun to it. I just, at the moment, it's sort of like a one and done spell.
Yeah. But it makes sense that you would have a thing to do on your bonus action because Dylan has that, right, with his extra attack.
Yeah.
And it has that cost benefit of I'm going to get exhausted, but I'm doing incredible damage. Yours is a little more situational, and it doesn't have the same kind of cost, but it can damage your allies if you're in the wrong position. So
Yeah, that's true.
that's
true.
But I think for now we'll do that. You can reactivate the initial thing, so
Spell.
that the 2 damage, or the lightning bolt, or the temporary hit points, and we'll stick with that for now, and then see how
with the temporary
it
hit points
scales.
that with the temporary hit points we can assign it to 1 at a time. Considering if I'm gonna be able to reactivate it, then instead of it, because I've currently got it set to allies in your aura. So just say
Mhm.
one ally in your aura.
Temporary hit points don't stack though.
Yeah, but wouldn't they?
So I think you giving them two temporary hit points each turn. If they're if they're not taking damage, it's not actually helping them beyond turn 2. If they are, it's kind of just helping. It's giving them like a 2 health shield, that earth shield,
Okay.
right? So I think
Alright.
that's fine. I think that's probably
Okay.
fine.
No worries. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm glad I got to run that by you. I was just
Yeah.
thinking about that today. And I was going to chat to you about it, but I got here a little bit late.
Paul
But
G.
all right, I'm going to take off too because it is getting late.
Yeah. Also, sorry
thank
that I
you.
was late as well, boys. I was fucking. Yeah, I've been. I
Oh,
didn't finish work till past 6. So, and I work.
I
in
think it was
D&D,
just
so-
one of those nights for everybody, mate. Don't stress too much about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Long weekend coming
no,
up.
Yay!
But yeah, no, I
Number
know
one.
because there are nights where I might actually have to work till 7, but because I'm rostered on from either 7 in the morning to either 7 at night, but I normally do like to like 5
Gross.
or 4. But it just depends what my roster gets. I barely ever get to 7, but like there are chances that I could, but I would let you guys know in advance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm on lockup duty next week at work, so I'm going to be home a little bit later as well. I'll try and be on by 7:30, but I finish at 6, so I'll probably get home
Yeah.
at about 7ish.
Dude, stress.
Yeah, I
Too
get like
easy.
my roster like a month in advance, so I'd easily
Yeah.
let you know if I was working till 7 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But I
have
got
some
Tuesday off.
I have some flexibility, but obviously I just need again, if you give us notice, we're all good. Just because
Yeah,
I'm running 2 other games every week too.
Oh, 100%. But it's like yeah, it's like I would let you know when I was working to 7 at those nights, and like I would try and get home. I would like start at 8 or something. But yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna
take
call
off.
it I'm gonna
Thanks
call it a
very
night
much,
there as
Dan.
well. 11 o'clock. Thank you, Jacob, Aaron, Dylan. Thanks for sticking around, buddy. And putting your fist through some hobgoblin faces.
What I do?
Now I think is Ymir just going to be jonesing for some more of that fire giant strength potion is the real question.
Ymir's just jonesing for a sweet ticket to Valhalla.
Yeah, just always going all in all the time to make it work.
Pretty much. And I've written in a little bit of a backstory between Ymir and Tav. If it does happen.
So perhaps the reason for Tav coming in is linked to the potential death of Ymir, or
Well, I've written in a letter that just says that Tav says he's looking for you, and he will either find you well or not.
Okay, yeah, cool. All right.
Move it all
No, I
into
like.
narrative.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Because one of the things about characters or new characters coming in is like, what is a good way to onboard them in so they have reason to come with the party, right? It's very it can be a bit kludgy if it's like, oh, I'm here now and I'm his brother, Ymir.
I just sort of fell out of the sky.
I'm also a barbarian.
Trying to come up with a bit more narrative.
He would have wanted me to have this axe.
Like Tav's Tav's a almost 600-year-old vampire spawn. Like, so he can walk in the daylight and all that sort of stuff. He's not hindered by that because he's a spawn. He's not a true vampire.
Playing a lot of Baldur's
600
Gate.
years
Is this coming from Baldur's Gate 3?
Absolutely. That's where I got the idea. But
excellent.
And he's also a warlock.
Yeah, very cool.
Completely different take on style.
Yeah, the spellcastery kind of charismatic boy. I love it.
Charisma. He has 18
Well-
plus 4.
I also saw your note about having a random event claim for 1k points. That's probably going to be the group one, right? That I'm building a table that's almost kind of like the deck of many things. So like lots of weird shit could happen, or it probably wouldn't be like your character dies, but something like an aggressive kind of plot twist for sure. Because I'm probably never gonna do a thing where it's just like your character is dead and there's nothing you could do about it. Because I feel that
Yeah.
while
Permadeath
fun
would
and
be really
goofy
hectic.
is kind of like it's not. You kind of take away the agency. But hey, your weapon disintegrates the next time you use it is hilarious because then you get very angry, but you have ways to go, repair it maybe or something. So
Yeah, I noticed there's I've been listening to Dark Dice.
mhm.
So they had a mechanic in there. The DM put it in a permadeath thing, where it wasn't really a permadeath, but it was. One of the characters sort of finds a sword, and the sword's sort of sentient towards its goals, and then that sword lashes out and kills one of the party members, and that party member's just gone.
Yeah, right.
They're permadead from that point on, and it's like, damn, like it's really cool narrative wise, but like, damn.
Yeah, we did something similar like that. A guy was like, "Hey, look, I've been playing this character for a while. He was kind of thrown upon me. I'm not really enjoying him. I do have a cool character idea though. Can we kill off my character?" And so we did it in a narrative way that was quite shocking. And so I'm all on board for that as well because you don't want to play a character if you're not enjoying it, right? Like I'm not
Like,
gonna
I'm enjoying Ymir, but it's like it's more of he doesn't have as much depth as I would like in a character that I'm going to play as much. Like because he's very much I'm always on the front. I'm always hitting shit. Like let's go.
Yeah.
But it's like he doesn't really have any sort of. I don't imagine him having any sort of like witty quips or anything like that. He's just sort of like I am big. I smash things. Like,
yeah. I'll send you. Have I sent you some interesting? And you don't have to like take these ones, but Grog Strongjaw from Critical Role.
Yeah, I did look into that a little bit.
The idea of like, oh, he's this sort of idiot, but he's sort of a like when he's fighting, he's a savant kind of thing. Yeah. Like when it comes to fighting, he's actually brilliant. But it's just like every other, almost like Goku, right? Like Goku's actually an idiot in day-to-day life, but when it comes to fighting, he's a genius.
Yeah. He knows a million ways to fuck up.
Exactly, and he's always learning on the battlefield and all that kind of stuff. And the Grog one, I just remember seeing a video where he's just like, oh, he goes back to his village and he's like, oh, you bend the knee. Do you also squat when you piss now? Kind of thing. And so like he can bring it up. He can turn up that heat. But I feel it can be a bit like, oh, I hit the guy. What do I do on my next turn? I hit him twice and hard.
Yeah, that's basically all it is. Like, oh, I missed. All right, bang. Like.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like multi-classing and stuff? Because I have noticed a bunch of like Critical Role characters and stuff. They have multi-classed.
Yep, you can definitely multi-class, and that
barbarian fighter.
Yeah, so you can definitely, when you level up, take a level in fighter instead, and I'm more than happy for that. The thing is, obviously, you're kind of like delaying your power spike in barbarian to get versatility from something else, just on a metagame level, right? But that's totally fine because sometimes you want that. I want to have the fighter training, and I want to have like their maneuvers or whatever their things are, and then I'll take 3 levels in fighter, and then I'll do all my other levels in barbarian. That's totally a thing you can do to kind of add that versatility, and also it will branch you out a little bit more, and I think it might even add that kind of depth that you're looking for, in a little bit more strategy. But they do say like, what is it? Simple fighter, quadratic wizard. Like fighters like I hit the thing and I'm just very good at hitting the thing, and as I level up, I'm going to hit it harder and more often. Whereas wizards gets kind of like paralyzed by choice because it's like, well, I've got 20 spells. Fuck, what do I use here? Like,
yeah, because you only have like 4 spell slots.
Yeah.
And then you can
similarly with the warlock, you have I think at most like 2 spell slots, but you might know like 8 spells, but you can only ever cast 2 of them.
Gets like, where's my? Bear with a second. So like with warlock, like I've got so you get like your Eldritch Blast and like that sort of stuff. But I've also got where'd it go? Like my boon is Pact of the Tome because I've already leveled him up to 3 just in case he comes into this thing. So he's got Pact of the Tome. So then I get 3 more skills that I like cantrips that I can cast, which I've spec'd into like Sacred Flame, Spare the Dying, so like I can save someone.
Yep.
And Vicious Mockery. but then I also get like in my spells, then I've got my actual spells, which is like my Hellish Rebuke, Illusory Script,
Yeah, yeah.
Misty Step, and Command, and they're my actual spell slots. Whereas my cantrips, some of them can be casted at will, and I'm pretty sure they don't take.
Correct. So cantrips you can cast all the time. The cantrips are like
Yeah.
swinging your axe. You can just do that all day,
Yeah.
every day, right? And then so in that regard, you do kind of get more options, right? Because you've almost got like 4 different weapons you can bust out: the mockery,
exactly.
the blast, the flame. You know, you're a Swiss Army
And
knife
then
a little bit more in that regard.
Thunderclap as well. So
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
But you just won't be like, you know, yeeting bodies around the room and winning arm wrestling competitions.
Yeah, no, he's very weak. He's 8 -1 strength.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll be lucky to be able to hold a beer.
Yeah, you could get one of those in like a paper cup, maybe.
Yeah. Also, another thing I wanted to ask.
Sure.
Because I'm going the route of like a vampire spawn.
Mm-hmm.
They get a base walking speed of 40 feet instead of 30. Is that something you would be okay with, or should I just lock that back to 30?
Where's the vampire spawn come from in terms of, is it like it's in D&D Beyond as one of the classes I have access to?
No. It's not an actual class because it's like an affliction.
It's like,
Give me a sec. I'll find the actual.
I'd need time to look at it.
Notes.
What I'd potentially do is, and this is a conversation that we can have, but, and I don't know if it's already in there, but I would need to balance that out in some way. So, so Pauly has flying speed, which is excellent, but his normal speed is actually less. So when he's inside like places like this, he's actually a lot slower. And that kind of balances it out. Plus, when you're flying, if you get hit, you fall and stuff, and that can be a big problem. Now, I assume there are some downsides to being a vampire spawn, like you don't.
It's the water.
Yeah.
I can't go into anyone's house or property without being invited.
Yeah. So you got to think about how that's going to be narratively interesting too, and like yes, that is a flaw. Well, Rage and Rolls, thank you very much. I added an alert box, and it's right there. We're actually just wrapping up because we all live in Australia, but we're talking about vampire spawn. Shoot it through to me, and I'll definitely have a look.
Yeah, I'll try to find
because I'm pretty open to anything, but I may make some tweaks around the edges, and see how we go.
Well, if you go to, I'm trying to find where I got the actual information packet from. If you go to the character sheet that I've made up, the read-only one, and just go to notes, all of it's in the notes because I just copy-pasted it straight in there so that it was, if I had to come up with anything or like explain anything, it's just there. So I just pull it straight from there.
Sub Rage and Rolls, thank you very much.
I'm happy to do some balancing on that and like maybe remove some things.
Yeah, well, one guy in chat actually suggests you get the movement speed bonus, but when you're not in sunlight, right? So like like something like that could be something we look at. Like you get some of these extra boons, but only in darkness. If you're in direct sunlight, maybe it takes you the other way. Not you're not injured, but it kind of like Drow have disadvantage on attack rolls if they're in direct sunlight because the sun's getting in their eyes. They have to wear floppy hats and shit. So we could maybe play around the edges of that, and that way it's this sort of in night he's incredible, but during the day he's a little bit weaker, right? So you gotta kind of balance that out.
Dungeon, he's still good.
Yeah, exactly, right. But if you're fighting on the surface of the sun, he's not great. Or he's in the desert, he's not great, right? Like
avoid deserts at all costs.
Avoid deserts and no tree areas. But yeah, so that like. I'm pretty open to anything, you know me. So I think we can make anything interesting for sure. The community challenge is 50% complete, actually. So maybe we'll get there next week. We'll tip that dungeon, that DM cauldron. You better hope it doesn't get tipped during my other game that I stream, or else you're gonna miss out.
Oh shit! I don't want that. I received my 3,000.
I'll create a second cauldron. Like we'll create a Tatts cauldron and we'll create a fancy lads cauldron. But yeah, I'm going to probably wrap it up here, lads, and Dill. Well, Dill's one of the lads. But thanks for making it a very fun night, Dylan.
Well, thank you.
I really enjoyed Ymir storming around under the influence of Fire Giant Strength, just doing 25 damage at a pop.
Just fucking obliterating anything in front.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. I'm going to mute myself in disc and say goodnight to everyone in stream, these lovely people, including the Raging Rolls. So have a good night, Dill.
Have a good one.
And to you lot, you sorry, sad sacks of brilliant juice that you are. Rage and Roll, Solo, Guy Ty, Min Clark, and of course Dylan's still in the chat. Thank you very much for popping in and putting those inspiration points towards the community challenge. Alas, it is 11:15, so we are wrapping it up for tonight. Please, though, go follow my dear friends here, specifically. I am Dylan James, of course, whose beautiful mug you can see on stream now. Mr. Brightside was playing Winfred Yellowfur, and Twit Games was playing as Thorendir Grimsbane, heir to the Grimsbane fortune. Min Clark, you will not fool me. I know you're in the bizarre end of the world that where it's 8 a.m. apparently. Does North America even really exist? I doubt it. I think it's a rumor made up to scare Australians, and it's nonsense. But now Dylan's gone. Just quietly, Min Clark, I haven't forgotten about you. We've got a rogue automaton trickster coming up, and I was fully expecting them to meet at this session, but they're just very slow at killing things. And if we scan up here, oh, what's this? Some sort of vault? Who would be stealing from a dwarven vault? Probably some kind of arcane automaton trickster. That's all I'm going to say. It's cold in Christmas and toilets spin in the other direction. Yes, well, the toilets definitely spin the other direction, but it's summer. Everyone knows Santa wears board shorts and sunglasses and gets pulled by 6 white boomers, snow white boomers, racing Santa Claus in the blazing sun. Everyone knows that he's pulled by 6 kangaroos. Dylan saw it. Spoilers for Dylan. I think Ymir had parked himself outside that vault as well, but was unable to hear anything and refused to open, or decided maybe smartly to not try and open the door yet. Wait for the team to rest and recover. But we'll see. We'll see next week what happens. Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, to the Raging Rolls community and to our community here, that doesn't really have a name, but you're all my children, and I am your DM daddy, Sheriff Dan. Thank you very much for sticking with us through this night. It's been an incredible 3-4 hours, shit. And we'll be back. I know I said I'd do a DM prep session last weekend, but this weekend's a long weekend. I've got Monday, Tuesday off, thanks to Melbourne Cup. So if we're not out on the beers, thanks to lockdown ending, I'm going to see if I can get online and prep. I'm definitely going to need to prep for these next sessions, because now that Dylan's listened into my stuff, I'm just going to have to still do that, but come up with even more fucked up shit that he's not going to be able to expect, because I got to keep my boys on the edge of their seat. And I'll be back next week, I believe, with the Elsia Vale, the Red Hand of Doom campaign, which will be Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on when we can get together. And then the Lost Mines of Phandelver campaign will continue again, 7:30, Thursday night, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I think there's stuff in the calendar in the info box. But yeah, I hope you've been having a lovely evening. I'm going to see if anyone else is still online and hasn't called it a night. But we might just be the last people out there, the last little bastion of hope of people watching and playing Dungeons and Dragons together. And if that's the case, that's fine too. But if not, I'll pop in. Oh, actually, this guy, I was watching his stream. He does a lot of DM prep, and I was listening to his stream the other day. This Fried Dice Paradise. I'm going to set up a raid for him. And I actually want to steal a bunch of ideas from this guy. I believe he's based in Southeast Asia, which is why he's sort of coming online now. And it's not a ridiculous hour at night for him. So please stick around as we delve into his channel, show some love. He's got some really creepy ideas, and I've only ever caught his prep sessions, but they're incredible. So I need to go and find some VODs of his stuff. So we got a bunch of us here right now. Let's go show him some of that Sheriff Dan DM Daddy love, and I will catch you hopefully this weekend. Have an amazing evening. Good night.